Thank you so much for your patience and your time. We are going to be beginning in about 10 minutes. We have most of the participants here, and we're going to begin the show right on time, right at 10 o'clock. So thank you again. Please keep in mind that this will be uploaded to YouTube, so everyone will get a copy of the link sometime Monday or Tuesday. I'll be emailing it and making sure that everybody gets a copy. But thank you so very much for your patience. And we will be starting in about 10 minutes. Thank you so very much. Some of you forgot to mute your screens. I see you grooving. I see you. You won't play this music? Well, good morning to everyone. We are about to begin. We are going to start promptly at 10 o'clock. We are going to be bringing in some good positive energy. I thought it would be great to have some traditional music coming through that would allow the energy to invoke a positivity. I'm excited. I'm hoping this camera works. Please let this camera work. Okay, we've been having some technical difficulties on the background. It seems like I'm a little fuzzy. I'm not clear. I don't know if that's my energy from being nervous or if it's just technology, but hopefully I'm going to come through and I'm going to be, yes. Is that good, guys? Please let it be good because I need to begin. It's been long enough. My hands are sweating. I'm nervous. I'm just, you would think I'm getting ready to challenge my dissertation again. Okay, so
you look fine.
Thank you. And all of you look, I saw you guys over there just rocking to the music a few minutes ago. So I just want to let you know that you forgot to turn your screens off, but that was amazing. I love that energy. Okay. So welcome. We are going to begin, and we're going to begin on time because I believe in things being done in order and on time. And I also believe in not wasting yours. So thank you so very much for your patience in the background. For those of you that did not do it, you have a few more minutes, at least 3 more minutes to be able to get in your interviews in the chat box. And I want everyone to just scroll over to the chat box really, really quick. Start looking at some of your colleagues, some of your peers, some of the people that are doing wonderful, amazing things in the community. They will be listing their name, their country that they're representing, the NGO that they're coming from, and they will be getting a great understanding as to what it is that they will be doing for society, for the world, and of course in your community if you're nearby. I am Dr. Amin Ali, and I will be hosting you today. We are going to be on for about 2 full hours, so time it at about noon. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get everybody in today. Those of you that we have great speakers today. We have amazing, amazing speakers. I see 2 of the 3. I don't see the third one, but I see 2 of the 3 speakers that are going to be amazing, amazing. I see most of the nominees. I would say about 80% of the nominees. We're going to wait for a few more minutes for them to come in. But I am going to be here for you for today. This is so, so exciting. This is something that I've been waiting for all fall. We've been planning this since, I would say, October, and hopefully this will be a great success today. Keep in mind that this is going to be recorded. It will be downloaded, uploaded, whatever it's loaded to on YouTube. I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's going to be on YouTube, so everyone will receive the link, and it will be received on next week. I'm going to give the guys maybe Monday or Tuesday to get it up, and I'm going to send it to each of your email addresses. So please make sure that I have your email address. If I don't, please put it in the chat box. We will be going through the meeting's notes as we go through, and I'll have a couple of my interns take your email and be able to allow, there's the third one, there's Viola, will allow the chat to go on. So let's get going. I am so excited. All right, so we are going to be celebrating about 70 people today. So that's why I say it's going to be about 2 hours. Each of them have done miraculous things throughout the year, and we are called and coming to celebrate them today. As most of you have received the order of service for today, there is going to be it should be either in your email or your WhatsApp or your LinkedIn, but I sent you a 1-page order of service, so we're going to be following along with that. I'm going to be sharing my screen most of the day, but you will be able to see me. I'll be highlighting all of the speakers for today, and hopefully we'll be able to get a good pull. I'm not Monica Graham from Young Boss Media, so I'm not going to be 300% efficient as she is, but I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to have this uploaded to you so that you'll be able to see all of the great fun that we have today. So without further ado, we're going to be going over to our screen, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to the very first history making. I'm just going to say history making. I don't even want to say the first because everybody's done award shows, but we're going to just be making history because we're going to be doing a new Peace Prize for those that are on the ground, that are in the grind, that are doing things for the community, that doesn't need a celebrity camera in front of them. We are celebrating those people that have been doing work and been doing the work, not just work, the work, making a difference in the communities that they live in all year long. So we are going to be celebrating about 70 people today, as I mentioned. And each of those people have done different things in different rights, and the categories will be listed and given to you in a few minutes. But what I want to do right now is I want to welcome this energy of goodness. We have Dr. Karen Lomax that's going to be giving us our opening and our closing prayer this evening, this afternoon, well, morning, wherever you are. And we will be giving all of our attention to her, and we will be allowing the understanding that spirit is divine and divines all things. So we're going to begin and end with it. And we are going to turn it over to Dr. Lomax right now. God bless you. Good morning. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning. So let us just get right into it. Like you said, I don't believe in wasting time either. So we're just going to go straight into the prayer. So everyone, just, if you will, just go with me into prayer. God, we just thank you for today. We thank you for all those who are here. We thank you for this award ceremony, God, and we thank you that technology has allowed us to do this the way that we can do it and connect everyone from around the globe. Now, God, I ask you to be with us on today. I ask you to be with each and every nominee, Father. In your eyes, we are all winners already. So we just thank you for that. We thank you for your son on today. We thank you for life. We thank you for peace. We thank you for joy. Most of all, we thank you for Dr. Ali, Father. We thank you for the foresight. We thank you for the clarity and the vision that you have given her to do such a thing in this particular time. Now, as we go forward, we ask you, Father, to remove anything that may be a distraction, anything that tries to lift its head above your knowledge on today, God. And we just ask you to come in and just reign and rule and abide with us on on this morning. And as we go forward, let us forget not, Father, why we are truly here. And it's not just for us, but it's for you and it's for all humanity. And let us go forward with that in mind, no matter who walks away with what. Father, we are all one and we are here for one cause, and that is to lift up your name, to give you glory, and to continue to take care of the people that you have entrusted us to. And when we look back on today, we'll all be forever careful to give you and only you all praise, honor, and glory for it. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen.
Thank you so very much. That was amazing, amazing, amazing. Please make sure that everyone has their device muted. Please make sure that if you're in the room, please make sure your device is muted. We have well over 100 participants in the room right now. And if everyone decided that they were going to talk at one time, it would be a catastrophe to say the least. So please make sure that your devices are muted and stays muted throughout most of the program. All right, I thank you so very much for that, Dr. Lomax. As always, powerful, powerful, powerful. You got me going. Next, we're going to bring into the room elder wisdom. Now we got spirit. Now we got to get to elders that confirms that spirit. And we're going to bring in somebody that I just cannot even bring into words. And Dr. Lomax knows that every time she gets in this room, it's just, yeah, the elders are standing up and speaking and saying, yeah, what she said. So we're going to bring her in right now. If Queen Mother Cat, I'm trying to look for her. If she is here, if she is in the room now, if she could come unmute her mic and begin to give us the wisdom that only the elders can give us, and share and impart a truth that she has from her soul to us today. Oh, Mother Cat, is she on? Oh, no. Queen Mother? I thought I saw her. Oh, no. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, we're going to go and get is that Queen Mother? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I really didn't. I really want to wait for her, but I guess if she comes in, we will just. All right, we will just move on. I really look forward to speaking with her. I promise you guys. So we are going to be moving on to the welcoming of guests. All those that came in that are not nominees today, I'm speaking to you. I want to thank you so very much for allowing this time in your day. It may not be a long time that you're able to stay with us, but the time that you spend is very, very monumental to all of the nominees that are here. What that means is that you are taking time out of your day to recognize the goodness of who they are and what they have brought forward in this understanding of peace, time, celebration, and goodness. I want to thank each and every mother, father, sister, auntie, friend, and any neighbor that decided to stop on by today for a few more minutes to be able to celebrate their loved one today. It means a lot to me because sometimes when we do this work, we are not supported. So to know that today we have people that are on board that are supporting us and supporting the work and this award ceremony means the most to me. I want to thank those that were in the background and the foreground of getting this together. This is undying support to the interns that helped me out. I have 10 interns that are doing this for actual credit, but they have done a phenomenal job. You would think I was paying them out of pocket because these women and men are amazing. I have AK Ahmed who did all the technical things. He is I'm telling you, if he can put his name, email, and number in the chat box, you will not be disappointed with the quality of work that he puts forward. He should be on the call today. So I hope that he introduces himself toward the end when we have our open mic time. And I pray that whatever it is that you guys do with the graphics and the artistry, that you tap into him. If you don't have a graphic artist that you're satisfied with, to those that help with the faculty of planning all of this, putting everybody together, choosing the speakers, everyone that had a hand in making this event a truly, truly great success. I have to just personally stop and say thank you. I welcome you today, and I welcome each and every one of you to be a part of this for the next year coming. It is monumental that we work together, and I can't do this alone. So thank you again for all the things that you have done to support these men and women today. Okay, so to know that in the order of events for today, we were supposed to get someone else to speak in these parts. But the last part that I just did, the welcoming of the guests, was supposed to be Yvonne. And the next one after this one was actually supposed to be, I think it was Thomas. But Yvonne and Thomas are husband and wife. And as of 2 o'clock this morning, they are in labor. So we are going to welcome a baby today. So not only are you getting an award, but there's a new one coming forward. So this is a great, great event. So they will not be joining us. If you look at the order of service, the welcoming of the guests and the peace, the history of the Peace Awards was supposed to be done by Yvonne and Thomas. They are in with their midwife right now, and prayerfully within this call, we will get a word that we have new baby boy, and his name is Boaz, oddly enough. So he is going to be a great male member of this community, and I'm so excited. But getting into the history of FIGHR, FIGHR was started on a challenge. I hate to sound very minuscule about it, but it was started on a challenge. About 5 years ago, there was a young lady that called me and said that she was going to do a 30-day Improve Your NGO challenge. And I said, well, my NGO needs all the help it can get, so let's do it. And she said, for the next 30 days, you're going to do something every day to better support, promote, and empower your NGO. Not you, not the work, the NGO. And this was to say that we were to get it out there. The best way that NGOs and entrepreneurs solve a problem is by doing the work. And that's what they're paid to do. They're paid to solve a problem. We're not paid to make money. We're not paid to go on to some astronomical commercial campaign. We are paid to solve a problem. Real time, in your face, in the glory of what it is that we have been given. As you know, the Lord does not call the qualified, he qualifies the call. So what we do each and every day is to align and divine an essence of obedience to him, whatever you may call him, and what it is that he is calling you to do. And what we are doing in FIGHR is we are doing just that. We are calling people forward to do what it is that they are called to do and be the greater advantageousness. And I'm going to use that word, advantageousness, in what it is that we are to bring forward. And what we are going to be doing in FIGHR is we're going to be continuing that service through women, through the call of women in human rights and gender rights, as we're listed. And what we do is deal with women that are in rural areas that are inaccessible to medical and health care. We provide telehealth and telemedicine services so that they will be able to reach even the greatest of care that is necessary. We also deal with sexual and gender-based violence. We deal with peer case mental health and peer advocacy in mental health. We also go above and beyond to make sure that every woman is protected and safe and that her human and gender rights are protected. We work with SDG 5, 10, and 11, and we offer whatever it is that is necessary within our power to make sure that that woman is ordained and sustained in the goodness of who she is and where she is residing. And that is the overview of FIGHR. Of course, all specifics are we have internships and we have fellowships. We have grandness of connections with peer mentors. So we have the big brother, big sister thing in business, where we have a mentee that is getting ready to go into life, pair up with an elder or a retiree that is getting ready to close out their business dealings. So these are the programs and some of the programs, of course, and if you've ever been to our site, you know we have well over 29 programs actively going right now for women and men internationally. And we were in the United States and Canada, but now we have opened our services to the African continent, of course, and Australia and the Polynesian countries as well. So a lot of what it is that we're doing is going forward, and we are aligning what we need to do with what it is that we have. And this is where the greater tools are used. So I want to thank each and every one of you that has come today to be a part of this celebration. And I equally would like to take you to the advantageousness of giving, getting to our website. If you go to FIGHR, FIGHR.org. That's just the letters that you see on your screen, FIGHR.org. And you go to that site, you will see all of the things that we do each and every day, all of the ways we serve, and all of the ways we are of service. And I want to thank you all for helping us to maintain that through your donations and the givings. We don't ask for any money, but it seems like it shows up when it's necessary. So thank you again for all those that gave us a great gift this year. Okay, I am.
You wanted to speak with Catherine Hall Trujillo, Dr. Amin Ali.
Yes, she is.
Hi, I'm her daughter, so I called her to see what was going on. Hi. And,
yes, you are her daughter. Oh wow.
So she's locked out of the Zoom meeting. Apparently, only 100 participants can get on. And so we are at 100, and so she's locked out. I have her on FaceTime on my phone here.
Oh, well, I'll get off just so she can get on. Oh my goodness, that is no problem. Oh,
well, I said the same thing. I said,
uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Are you
just that you unmuted everyone? So you muted everyone, so I'm just unmuting myself to tell you, yeah, I told her that I would get myself off, but I think that you have so many people that are wanting to get on this morning. I think that there are probably 60 people alone here to support her, that my guess is that if I jumped off, someone else would take my place even before she was able to get on.
Well, can she take your place? Are you going to allow her to take your place?
Not just me.
Oh,
I'm happy to have her take my place.
No,
I just don't know if I were to get
right
off
here.
Zoom, if it would work.
No, we can hear her right here. I heard her voice. I heard her sweet voice.
Did she hear what I said? I don't want just for me to get on. I want the other people, the other awardees and their families able to get on too.
No, because we need you. You are going to be one of our nominees, and you are going to be necessary at the end for the Elder Wisdom. You were necessary in the beginning for the Elder Wisdom. So yeah, we need you. We can't afford not to have you. This is where we pull from. I know this is where I pull from. Anyway, I can't speak to anybody else, but that's where I pull from. So the lineage is necessary, and I just want you to give us maybe 2 minutes of Elder Wisdom before we move on to the Peace Prize, and hopefully we'll be able to get whatever it is that you need from us and whatever it is we need from you. So yes, please.
I would be happy to do this through you, Tamu.
This is so funny because Kenya's trying to call me, which means that you're not on my phone anymore. I don't know how to make her. There you go. Okay.
So I would be able to
yeah.
And they can hear me. Is that okay?
Yes.
Does Dr. Lee agree to that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, good morning. And I am so happy to be a part of this. And I just want to thank you, Dr. Amina Ali, for the vision and the stamina and the courage to keep plowing through everything that happens. And this morning, if I had any wisdom to add to the discussion, it would be that we don't let the little things get in the way of where we're trying to go. So this little blip this morning, it's only a little blip. And as we do this work, we find little blips and we find big blips. But look where we are today. We're doing something that hasn't been done before. We're celebrating people that have not been celebrated like this before on a world stage. You know, it's showing the possible if we keep the faith. So good morning to everyone. We're just going to settle down and let God work God's magic, because there has never been an idea that was put forth and a vision that was put forth that the resources weren't there to see it through. So good morning, everyone. Let's do this.
Ashe, ashe.
Ashe, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I'm holding it back. 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 Yes, thank you so much. Yes, yes. I can't even begin to even say this woman could just say good morning and I'm just like ready to cry. But yeah, thank you so much, Queen Mother. Thank you so very much. Please try to stay close by. We're going to need you toward the 11 o'clock hour. And then, of course, at the end, because we want you to close out with us, you and Dr. Lomax, of course, are going to close us out. So thank you so very much for coming today. Thank you so very much. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're going to move to the next piece. And thank you.
Support all the people that we're honoring today. I'm here. I'm going to be here some kind of way. And when I got daughters, I can't tell you how many daughters I have on this call right now.
One here.
Just holding up this energy and making it happen. So don't worry, I'm here. And for all the nominees, I'm here for you. That's what it's about.
Yes, this woman has been in this work longer than I've been alive, so I know that. I literally laid eyes on her. I've been following her for about 15 of the 20 years, and I literally laid eyes on her about 15 years or 10, 15 years, and we were in California, and I thought I was just about to fall out. I mean, if I could praise a human, she would be on that pedestal, because she was somebody in birth work that I had been following since medical school and didn't even know who she was. I just knew of her work. And just knowing that she was the greatest advantageousness of me doing home birthing and organic midwifery and doing the things that are necessary to make sure that women are empowered within their own right. This was the work I needed to do. And meeting her was just, it was just that drop in the ocean. And had I not met her, my ocean would not be as full as it is today, 30 years later. So thank you so very much for all of the love, all of the goodness. And thank you for being you, because I can't say thank you enough. But thank you. Okay, we are moving on to the Peace Prize, History of Intention. Okay, Alfred Nobel was one of the very first people that we know of that has offered a Peace Prize. That's most famous. But of course, a Peace Prize is the greatness of understanding what it is that the community has been doing. It is not what you do, it is that the thing that you did came at a time that was the best help for society at that time. So for example, you may have a PPE face mask and you may have one that's in the hospital. But the fact that you're able to take those PPEs and send it to a rural place in Malawi where they don't have PPEs or access to it, and then the fact that that PPE mask was able to stop the spread of COVID for the entire country of Malawi is why you would get that Peace Prize. So it's not the face mask. It's not even bringing the face mask to Malawi. It is the fact that you did that, and now the entire people has been warded off of the COVID virus. So what we're doing today is we're celebrating people that have done the work, and work that is very familiar and very common to you, but it is work that has gone above and beyond to help others in a way that was not known and was not seen when they went into the work. So everybody tonight is going to be celebrated in a way that has been seen before, but has been celebrated because of people have gone above and beyond to give them the credit that they deserve in what they have done. Some of the famous Peace Prize awardees or awarding bodies are UNESCO. They do an education Peace Prize. That's UNESCO, is the United Nations Education. The UN does a Peace Prize every year. They didn't do one this year. Well, they did it virtually, but it was very, very closed door. Australia does a Peace Prize. They call it the Aussie Peace Prize, which is the extraordinary things that people are doing in Australia and the things that people have done that have made a difference through COVID, which is the bigger Peace Prizes this year. They actually have in Asia, they have a Confucius Peace Prize, those that meet the criteria and the ordination of what it is that Confucius did. And if you do it in your everyday life and it affects the greater community in a better way, they get the Confucius Peace Prize. UAE has the International Award of Prize of Peace, and they do it every year, and they do it for those that give the most without any return. So it's just like you do. So if nothing else, if you in UAE, you would be on that list today. India has the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize, and of course, everyone is very familiar with that. That goes along with the King Memorial Peace Prize that also does with Martin Luther King. And it also contemplates those that gave the most to peace in the country. Indira Gandhi's history is very, very knowledgeable for those that are pro and con in Indira Gandhi. You know that the understanding of what the work had done went forward to internationally. The Philippines also is I want to pronounce this right, it's Gusi. Thomas gave me the information and he said it's Gusi, G-U-S-I, Gusi or Gussie Peace Prize, which is what the Philippines recognize in other people and how they help the Philippines. So this is something that I know is a great understanding of what we are to give and be given as far as an understanding of peace. And today is no different. And we're going to be celebrating well over 70 people that has given an advantageousness of peace. There's that word again. And we're going to be doing it in 12 categories. And these 12 categories are in really no particular order. We're going to be doing it for the reasons of outlining certain things that have meant the most to us, especially this year through the COVID pandemic. These are the things that we could not do without. And these are the ways in which we are making ourselves understood to be grateful for the people that have done this work. The categories are community activism, nonviolence, creative nonviolence, youth involvement, the greatness of SDG 5, which is gender equality, SDG 10, which is reducing inequalities, SDG 11, which is sustainable communities. We have amity and goodwill, ally and support, women's empowerment, children's aid and help, and there's 2 categories in that. STEAM and the environment. STEAM, of course, is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and the environment. We have refugee and immigrant support. And we also have legacy awards, which is, those are the 12 main categories, but we also have 3 legacy awards. The first one is 2020 FIGHR Outstanding Emerging Youth. These are the youth that not only take the stage, but they bring people with them. These are people that have not only started an NGO in their youth, but they have mentees under them and they're in their 20s and 30s. So to know that they are bringing people on, we have to celebrate that. Number 2 is the most outstanding giving to women. Now, why do I put giving to women? Because we are the most underserved area in the world, and what we're doing is knowing that whatever it is we are giving for the kindness of the entire community. When we give a man something to eat, he eats. He may share, but when we give a woman something to eat, the entire village is fed. So knowing that is to know that we are going to give great credence to what it is that we have to do and what we are doing for women. And the last one, last but not least, is the FIGHR Lifetime Achievement Award and Living Legacy Award. And this is going to be given to someone that is going to open the doors for tomorrow, a leader in their own right, and someone that has been nominated well beyond measure, and someone that I think will pleasantly surprise you, that is doing the work still. So regardless of any accolade, they are still doing the work ahead of us. So without further ado, we're going to get into our speakers for today. And we're moving right along. This is brilliant. This is this is allowing more time for the nominees. So this is amazing. All right, we have 3 dynamic speakers today, and these speakers are going to be coming from different walks of life, different spaces on the globe, and they are going to be giving us words of wisdom. They're going to be speaking in their own capacity, what they know to be true and right, and what they do well. And they are going to be highlighted speakers that are going to be offered throughout 2021 in the FIGHR assembly of events that we're going to be having. So you're going to see their face, you're going to hear their voice, and you're going to know what they do monumentally, because they're going to be a great ally and support moving forward. So without further ado, And because I don't do introductions, you're very well capable of introducing yourself through your own voice. I introduce to you His Excellency Ambassador Olusegun Aina, who is the founding trustee member of Aero Nigeria. He is going to be coming on, and he is going to be giving great credence to what it is that we need to know for what it is that we are to be given. So that is my grandmother's favorite saying. So Ambassador Aina, if you can come on and unmute your mic, we would love to hear from you today.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, okay. So I will change that. It's His Excellency Ambassador FIGHR.
This is His Excellency Ambassador.
Yes, it is in his stead. Okay.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm sorry, he gave me an impromptu call, and of course, it's not an impromptu for me because I had already received today's invitation. This is a global profound ceremony that I must be, but because it's a friend, he's supposed to. But being a friend, I said, okay, there's nothing I can do but to answer a call of a friend, and it's a great honor. He's on his way to Abuja, probably he's on transit, so he actually asked me to stand on his behalf. I don't know if I'm permitted to continue, with a speech, Hello, ma'am. Am I permitted?
Yes, you are able to continue. I'm so sorry. I had someone calling me in the background. I think we're getting ready to have babies. So yes, you are permitted to continue, please.
Okay. Yes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all say I'm very, very happy to be here, and it's a great honor for me. Your Excellencies, ambassadors, distinguished nominees, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor once again to be here and part of this historical monumental dimension. Permit me to say that a credible system is built upon value and ethical demonstration of transformative conceptualization of great frequency. The international salute to humanitarian work of this great woman of worth put together has presented a profound legacy. It is an enigmatic exponential ideology of the Federation of International Gender and Human Rights led by Her Excellency Dr. Amina Ali. This can be but receive more accolade from leaders across the globe. So I celebrate you, woman of honor, Dr. Amina, and of course, congratulations to our wonderful nominees. I wish the nominees a fantastic journey to maintain this credible, additional amplified value given today. I'm charging everyone with a peace and word to remain functional and transformative in their daily activities more than before. So on this regard, I want to say thank you, and then this is what I believe, that when things like this is given, it is additional cloak and emblem to carry on what has been presented. Let me just pause here because I know we have a lot of speakers as well, and I believe that everything is going to be a fantastic, a phenomenal grace upon everyone. So thank you for giving me this little privilege to stand on behalf of my friend, and I know he's going to be very happy, having me representing him. Thank you, and God bless.
You are amazing. Thank you, Your Excellency. I really appreciate you coming forward and standing in his stead as always. You are spitfire and on point. I thank you so very much. And please allow His Excellency to know that we appreciate him and appreciate your time with us today. Thank you so very much. Okay, without further ado, we are going to go to Nathaniel Stella. Ikoku. Ikoku. So sorry. I'm so busy. I call you Stella, so I apologize. I didn't get a chance to practice that. But Nathania, I thank you so very much for coming forward. She is a 2020 FIGHR Diplomatic Fellow. She is also someone that is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant woman in her own right. I can't even begin to tell you, but I want her to tell you who she is and her story, of course, and what it is that she is doing that is so, so very powerful. So if you can unmute your mic and share your story with us, I would love to hear it, and I know others are waiting.
Thank you very much, Ma'am. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, Diplomatic Fellows of Federation. The President of FIGHR, for bringing us together to celebrate the constellation of stars in human forms from around the world in this award ceremony, which aims at giving a big push to people who have in their own ways put in their best in the fight against any form of infringement on the rights of women and girls in particular, and humanity at large. Her Excellency Dr. Amina Ali has pushed the frontiers of leadership and has powered the path of people, especially women and girls, to follow her footsteps in not just being leaders, but also being voices for the voiceless. And I am most certainly one of them. It's a privilege. Now, at this point, I would like to tell my story. I happen to be one of the graduates of the last concluded fellowship training anchored by Dr. Amina Ali. We just graduated in October, and come November, I was presented with my first gauntlet that I had to pick up. I just got a call from a state very far away from where I reside. And I was told a 6-year-old girl has been defiled by her head teacher's husband, a 61-year-old. It's your call, you have to do something. And that was it. And this call came from my kid sister simply because she was present during our graduation. And I said, this is my time to prove to Dr. Amina that she actually gave me what I need to work. And that 6-year-old girl could be my daughter. And so I started making linkage calls. Of course, that's not the state where I reside, so my hands were a bit tied. But with the linkage support I got from Child Protection Network in my state, got across to Lagos State where the incident happened, and some other NGOs that I network with. Thanks to Martin Mary Valena, he was also there during my graduation. I called him and immediately sprang to action and gave me a contact. Well, all said and done, to cut the story short, the sex offender happens to be a very rich and influential man, so they were almost about sweeping that case under the carpet. But thankfully, with all the linkage support I got, I was able to get 2 lawyers who accepted to take the case pro bono. And as we speak presently, the court injunction was that that man be remanded in prison and the girl be given psychosocial support. How did I get this far? Because Dr. Amina Ali made me one of her foot soldiers. She didn't just make me a foot soldier, she equipped me with instruments. She didn't just give me the instrument, she taught me how to use the instruments. And of course, that helped me. At a point, I was almost losing it because it was like all odds were against me. But something about her kept me moving. There was a particular time during the course of our study that she had every reason to defer our course for that month, for that week rather. She had every reason. She needed all the rest she could get. But she didn't push it off. She made sure provisions were made and the class was held. So I said to myself, now that was just her teaching us. And now this is a live case on ground. There is no reason whatsoever for me not to get justice served for little Esther. I choose to call her Esther. That's not her real name, but just for the sake of protection. A point came when pressures were coming, threats were coming to the girl's parents, telling them to drop the case or their lives were lying. And then I remembered that I had been taught by Dr. Amina Ali that there's a need to give these victims a safe place and a safe space. Now, funds were not available to do that because I had to move the whole family of 4, the victim, her father, mother, and a child, and her elder sister. But I also went as far as getting people close to me who were able to take up that. Now, as we speak, the girl is getting psychosocial support. She's healing. And I also remembered that there was one of the role models, live role models that Dr. Amina Ali brought to speak with us. And that was in the person of FIGHR, if I remember. And I told myself, I'm going to help this girl get to a point where she will overcome what has happened to her and also be able to speak to others and help others get past that situation. And so that was what spurred me on. And I'm so happy to say that I'm glad I met you, Mom. I'm so glad I met you. I love you beyond what you know. So while we may all have made some important and giant strides in our work thus far, the work is far from finished. I repeat, it is far from finished. And that is why all must keep on working towards a better day for women and girls. So thank you for your commitment and your passion. I am so honored and humbled to speak before you all here today. I'll end this by saying a zillion thanks.
Thank you so very much. Wow, wow, wow. I was trying, guys. I lost it there a minute. So I was trying. Thank you, Stella. I can't even begin to even say how proud I am that you picked up the torch. When you told me that, you said, Ma, we just graduated a couple of weeks ago and now I got my first case. And I'm thinking like, really? Like, you know it's gonna come, but then when it actually comes, it's almost like, really, that quick? You know? So thank you so much for proving that this work is very vital and that whatever it is that we need to do, that there are going to be people like you to pick up those tools and use them properly to help others. So thank you so very much, Stella. I can't even say thank you enough. So thank you again. And just let me know if you need any help moving forward and keep me posted on Esther. Okay. Love you. Next, we have Her Excellency, Ambassador Viola Green, who is our keynote speaker for tonight. She is the founder of International Institute of Family Development, and which is, I found out just a couple of days ago, UNICEF knows about her. So she is a UNICEF affiliated organization. So congratulations to her. I just literally learned that when I was getting her bio together. So I'm going to bring Ambassador Green on if she is in the room. I'm trying to look for her now. If you are in the room, just unmute your mic and then.
I've unmuted my mic.
Yes, there she is. Okay. All righty. Well, the floor is yours. Thank you, Your Excellency. I am bringing you on. Congratulations again. And thank you so very much for coming aboard this fabulous day today with us.
Thank you for having me. I just cannot say enough about the Federation of International Gender and Human Rights. It is a timely organization, and we all know that. But in the midst of the pandemic that has uplifted the atrocities that are happening to young people, particularly to women, to young girls, as our sister just talked about, there is no other time than to have this organization at the forefront and creating opportunities for more foot soldiers on the ground. So I just want to take a minute and talk about the acronym that we have here, FIGHR. When I met Dr. Amina Ali, that was what I saw in spirit when I met her, was the fire of her soul, was the ability for her to organize, mobilize, and get people to do what is necessary inside of them. I definitely want to give a shout out to the media host, Young Boss Media, Young Boss Africa. Those two women that I am very familiar with, Monica Grant and Dr. Amina Ali, are sisters in this work. This work requires for you to have people around you, people that get it, people that journey with you, people that tarry with you, that will hold your hair back while you have to do whatever you need to do. People will hold your hand, and when you're feeling down and out, will send you in not only encouraging messages, but will speak good things about you in places where you're not even known at. In doing this work of helping and healing, this heart-centered work, you need to have people around you who care about you. You need to have a network of support around you that not only uplifts your status, but gives you a place in which you can find rest, solace, and like-mindedness. This work that we do in order that we're called to do by Spirit, by Mother God, by Father God, happens to be something that we have assigned ourselves to before we got here. And this road is not always as straight as we hope it to be, but through the bumps and the hills and valleys and lows, making sure that we have people that are beside us to keep the fire within us strong, to keep that fire inside of us ignited and burning so that we can be the light to the world that we were destined to be, is oh so ever important. So when I see of all the wonderful people that are here that are being awarded, there are many, many more out there who are doing necessary work. FIGHR is about partnerships. It's about those relationships that are so hugely important. And those relationships are necessary in order to make sure that we are able to continue this work as we transition to something different. And as for me, as a person who is in her mid-40s, I look at a time where I might be able to sit down someplace in Africa under a tree and look back and say, well, there's other people continuing this work on. And that's the role that we always want to play. So it's not just paying it forward for our organizations, but paying it forward so that somebody else can come along and pick up the torch where we might have left off. So I encourage everyone, to get your networks together, give as much support as you can to the organization and to the awardees. Find out where they're working at, what they're working on, and figure out ways in ever so small ways that you can make the support necessary, whether that's financial, whether that's in kind, or connecting somebody to another resource or another network that will help them move on and move this work that we're doing together. United we are. United we are across the globe in our humanity, and definitely within the continent of Africa, and the support that is necessary there so that we may stand sovereign is ever so important. So again, Dr. Amina Ali, to your entire team, to your entire staff, to all of your interns, to the awardees, I just want to give you my utmost admiration, my utmost love and respect for the work that you're doing. And in every way possible, please count me in. I am your sister in this work. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a presence in my life and a force that is to be reckoned with. I can tell you that. Your work is impeccable. UNICEF is something that most people know, everyone is familiar with, and for them to say that they recognize what she's doing, that just tells you monuments of what it is I already know. And I'm just so happy and humbled to be able to share space with you. So thank you so much for being here. I am going to stop here, and I'm just going to say, we did it. We are at the point now where we are going to name and acknowledge many, many servants of this world and this humanity. And after Ambassador Green's fine speech, I can't do anything but shout right now. I promise you, I just want to stand up right now and run across this room just to say we're at this point. We are here, and we are here because you have earned it, and you have gotten us to this place, this space, and this moment right now. So I want to thank each and every one of you that have come, those that are in the waiting room, those that are waiting to come in. I'm trying to get everyone in. I know people in the back door are doing it. I'm doing it. So we're trying to get everyone in. Bear with us. I hope that everything runs smooth. So far, we are so above forward of our time that I'm just going to give everyone the full 5 minutes. I was going to say 2 minutes, but all of the winners are going to do this for full 5 minutes if you want, or you can defray your time to the next person. But either way, we are above time, and I am so, so happy. The way this is going to work is we're going to do it Oscar Award style. So we're going to name the actual nominees for each category, and then we're going to name the winner. And then a winner, of course, has to say, I want to thank all my publicists and all the little people. No, I'm just joking. But we have to say, I want to thank all the people in my life that has got me to this point, and go from there. You have, I was going to say 2 to 3 minutes, but I guess right now you have the full 5 minutes. And whenever it is that you are finished, I'm just going to ask that you mute your mic so we know that you are finished, and then we'll go on to the next person. But we want to give everyone a chance and time. Now, remember, for the nominees that do not win, we are going to give you time at the end. And this is even better because everyone is going to have equal amount of time to be able to introduce yourself, give a few words about what you do. It's going to be a mini interview. You're going to give your name, your NGO, and the country you're from. And then what are some of your plans for 2020 so people can stay interested in you. And we're going to do that at the end because we want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak. And in between the awards, we're going to plant a couple of people so that we keep it going. But I think what it is that we are doing is powerful. And I'm going to hope that all of our nominees are able to get on. Some of them are sending me messages on my phone saying the connectivity dropped. So when we get to you, if you are there, just go ahead and unmute your mic and then stand by. But if I lose you, I have to introduce you anyway. You will be getting your certificate. I think one of my interns said at 11 o'clock, all the certificates will be going out. So in about 12 minutes, check your email addresses because everyone will get their certificate at 11 o'clock because we anticipated all the nominees to be spoken to. So we wanted to make sure that you get your award at the same time you get announced. So prayerfully, if everything goes right at 11 o'clock, everyone will be getting an email with their actual awards. Please post them on your social media so that everyone knows that not only are you doing it, and it's not for modesty, for lack of modesty, it's to let everyone know that you are being recognized. So many people, big people are being recognized, that those that are actually doing the work and those that are behind the scenes are not getting recognized. And I'm just going to ask that you shine this for the world. It's not much. It's not anything that's going to be able to be put on your shelf, but it is a digital certificate and a digital award that we did want to give to you so that you would have to be able to print out, to put on your wall if you wish, or just to hold dear in your heart to know that someone is watching you and we do appreciate what you do. So without further ado, I got to put my glasses on because I got to read these. I got to do this. I'm sitting up here trying to hold back tears. So I had to take my glasses off for a minute, but we are going to go into the first category, and the first category is community pioneers. Now, what is a community pioneer? This is someone that comes above and beyond and they lead the charge. This is the Ambassador Green that came up and said, look, we're going to have solar power everything in Africa, and we're going to get 1 million jobs to Africa. And I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's going to be done. And by the time I close my eyes, that 1,000,000th person is going to be hired, and we're going to be able to afford that goal. And this is the pioneering spirit that has allowed each of us to be where we are in full valor. This is also the spirit that we're bringing forth to teach by example, and so that the youth can pick it up and pull that torch forward and brighten that light even more. So community pioneer is our first category, and the nominees are Carol Bignell of Ghana, Dr. Bilquis Williams from Canada, Wisdom Dordo from Ghana, Malanga Prosper from South Africa. And our first winner of the very first FIGHR Prize of Peace Award is Dr. Bilquis Williams. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to who you are and what you are. I want to thank you so very much for being the winner of our Community Pioneer 2020 for this year. If you would, could you unmute your mic and could you give us a couple of words of thanks and thanksgiving, or just words of gratitude for what it is that you have done for our community?
Thank you so much. Oh my God. I am beside myself with joy. Thank you so much to everyone and all of the nominees in this, how do I put it? In this, what do you call it? In this category are really intimidating. And I think I did send a message to this effect and said, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to win this because there's so many wonderful people on this in this category, and there's just no way I'm gonna win. Thank you so much. I am so honored. I'm so sorry. You can hear my daughter in the background.
That's okay. That's okay. We want to hear her. We want her to hear you win this award so she knows she's possible to get here in 10 years, 20 years.
Oh God, this is such a huge honor. Thank you so much. Thank you. And not only is this an astounding honor, I'm getting emotional right now. This is this is wonderful because it's going to go down in history that I'm the first of many to come. And I hope that there'll be many more, even greater, more powerful, more, I don't know, more dedicated people to this course. And thank you so much. You know, when I did the fellowship, we were awarded, my group and I, the most resilient. And I think that's the most wonderful compliment I have ever received, because I did think that it put me so closely to Dr. Amina. While we did the fellowship, she had a barrage of issues that she could have very easily, stopped doing the fellowship because of, and we would have understood, because these were all really assumingly insurmountable obstacles. But she continued on, and I felt so honored to receive that. And now you're giving me this honor again. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Thank you for all that you all do. Thank you. And I hope that I can pass this torch, and I hope that I can blaze it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Williams. I know that you can, because you're doing it. Your daughter's in your lap, and you are going to pass it to her. And if we have one more woman in this mission, she is welcome into my fellowship anytime. So thank you so very much for the work that you do. And congratulations again. For those of you who are coming into the room, please make sure that you mute your mics. We want to make sure that we have the ability for all of our winners to be able to speak. So thank you so very much. Okay. Our next category is our next category is creative nonviolence. This category speaks to what it is that we did, what we do, and what we plan to make sure that whatever happens, it happens peacefully. As a part of being part of the FIGHR Prize of Peace, we are taking what it is that we are doing and we are surmounting it into a peaceful movement. Now, this doesn't mean that peaceful means that there isn't fires that we're putting out. It just means that the fires that we're putting out are containable. And this means that the mission is attainable and the purpose will be sustainable. And what these women and men are doing in the creative nonviolence category has been felt throughout the world. I haven't met each and every one of them personally, but their work has carried across my desk, and I can't say anything but thank you. So in this category, we have, again, the 5 nominees, and they are Dr. Swati Chakraborty of India, Khadija Abdullahi Iya from Nigeria, Debbie Almontazer from the US, Asma'u Benzies Leo from Nigeria, and Oni Love Belle Austin, who was also with Ambassador Green and I at the pre-pandemic award ceremony that she had. So this is a great honor to be able to come full circle in her work since then. And she is from the United States. And the winner is of the second prize of creative nonviolence is Asma'u Benzies Leo. Congratulations. Thank you so very much for all that you do and all that you are for us here at FIGHR. And thank you so very much for having the greatest understanding of what it is that we need to do in creative nonviolence. If you would, could you please unmute your mic, and we will spotlight you for about 5 minutes of your time. Thank you so very much.
Wow, wow, wow. Dr. Amina, I am so excited. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. Permit me to give just this little speech. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for this award. It means so much to me. This is my first international award, and I'm highly honored. And so I bring you special greetings from Nigeria, the heartbeat of Africa. I feel so humbled, honored, at the same time excited to be one of the recipients of the 2020 Federation of International Gender and Human Rights Prize of Peace Award. And so I wish to recognize the presence of all the organizers, all nominees, our Queen Mother who is present with us today, award recipients, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. My acceptance and receipt of this award and honor will be incomplete without letting you know how this journey started. In 2001, as a young woman, I experienced one of the worst forms of ethno-religious crisis in my community in Jos Plateau State, Women and children were greatly affected. Their homes were burnt, their properties destroyed, family members killed, and a lot of them became displaced. My organization, the Center for Nonviolence and Gender Advocacy, then as a baby organization, was founded to meet the needs of this displaced population and to help to empower the communities so as to embrace peace and shun violence. This we have done and continue to reach out to with various capacity building programs and policy engagement for the last 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here in all humility to let you know that this initiative have resulted in affecting the lives of women and girls positively across the entire northern region of Nigeria and Nigeria as a whole. Again, I must also express my thanks and deep admiration and appreciation to Her Excellency, Dr. Amina Ali, who took special interest in me as a total stranger and have kept encouraging me all the way through the fellowship and through LinkedIn. She adopted me as a daughter. She guided me. And the history of my life will not be complete without mentioning Dr. Amina. To my wonderful husband, Dr. Leo, who just joined us from South Africa, my son Fabian, my family, my friends who are equally here with us today, you all deserve my dispersed expression of gratitude for your support and confidence through this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, this award means so much to me. It stands for the voices of vulnerable ones in our community. Even though it has my name on it, I got this award today because your resilience and what you represent is here today. I receive and accept this award on behalf of all of you. Thank you so much, and God bless.
And God bless you. Thank you so much for all that you do. And I can't even begin to tell you, when I first met you, there was something about you. Dr. Lomax will always say, check the spirit. Check the spirit. And she was right about that. And when your spirit met mine, it was like, where has she been? So it was only kismet that we met. And I don't regret it, not one bit. So thank you so very much for all that you do and all that you have done. Now, before we begin, before we move on, I want to tell you about how those that have been given this award has been given this award. As you know, all of this is a non-biased diplomacy that I use, and this is called democracy. But it's not always democratic. So what I decided to do is I was going to make all of the peer members vote for those that they wanted. So what does that do? That takes it out of my hand. It doesn't allow me to be biased because I want to have everyone win, and I would be writing 900 thank you letters and certificates, and it would take me all year to finish. But it allowed me to allow others to vote for others. So this is a peer voting nomination. So that means those in your community have voted for you. And of course, those that had the highest votes out of all in that category became a nominee. And the one that had the highest in that category became the winner. So it was really, really simple. It was just a matter of counting votes. And just like, unfortunately, the United States is in that dilemma, it didn't take as long, and we didn't need any courts involved to do this. So I want to thank each and every one of you that voted for each of these. I did not do any of this. It's just a matter of, and literally we had 6 of the 10 count and the other 4 recount. So we wanted to make sure that it was fair and it was equitable, but each person that won today won by 1 vote or won by a landslide. But they won, and they won not because they're better than anyone else, but because there were more people that voted for them. And that's simply it. All of the work that is done is being reflected upon in what it is that has happened throughout the year. And they are the ones that were chosen because they were the ones that were seen as greater in the advantageousness in their work. Again, no one is greater than anyone, and I stand humble at the feet of each of these people because I'm learning something. And I'm learning, if nothing else, there are more people that are waiting to be on this platform maybe next year and the following year. So thank you so very much. And I just thought I would explain that before we went on to the next category, which is youth involvement. Now, this one was hard. I think I had to actually go and have one of the final 4 count this again because there were so many people that I wanted to add into it, and so many people that came in with 4 votes and 5 votes. And then there was one that I had close to 100 votes. And it's just like, how do you say yes and no? We had elders that had 3 or 4, and then we had young folks that were just on fire and they just got the greater vote. So we had to do this over, and youth involvement is something that I think is so powerful, because it allows those that are in a growth pattern, and that means someone that has come from being a child to a youth, has the ability to volley back and forth. So you can bring people from behind you and still learn from those ahead of you. And I want to make sure that they are recognized intently. So the nominees for youth involvement for the 2020 FIGHR Prize are Dorothy Akende from Nigeria, Fawad Ali Langa from Pakistan, Michelle Yvonne Macias de Pozo from Mexico, Kudzai Leonard Chikova from Zimbabwe, and Claudia Maam Adua Korti, sorry, from Ghana. And the winner is, in youth involvement, Fawad Ali Langa and his work in Global Goodwill Ambassadors of Pakistan. Ambassador Langa, if you can you unmute your mic? And we will definitely put you in the spotlight.
Certainly. Thank you so much. First of all, thanks to Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Alhamdulillah, Allah Rabbul Izzat, for just, I am very, very thankful to this amazing organization that I've been a part from last almost about 6 to 8 months, I must say. So thank you so much. It's a really, really great honor for me to get this award. Honestly speaking, I remember one amazing quotation actually from Agenda 2030, that is a paragraph 53. It actually focuses on youth, I must say. It says that the future of humanity and of our planet lies in our hands. It lies also in the hands of today's younger generation, who will pass the torch to the future generation. Right. That is from the SDGs actually, which I am actually as a trainer and educate. And that actually gave me empower and then really urged me to work for the youth involvement and youth empowerment. And I'm very glad and I'm thankful to this Federation of International Gender and Human Rights, I must say, that really helps me, first of all, really enlighten my skills, really helps me to further urge my talent to keep going on into that, I must say. Thank you so much, Dr. Mina. Thank you so much to all my people who have actually give a vote to me. Thank you so much for using support. I'm keep going on to that, inshallah, until I die, inshallah, until I leave this world. I'm keep going on to that for the sake of humanity and especially for the sake of the youth, I must say. Thank you so much, Dr. Mina. Thank you so much, Federation of International Gender and Human Rights. Thank you so much to all my supporters, my colleagues, all my fellow ambassadors. Thank you so much for your amazing support. Thank you very much, everyone.
You're most welcome. Anytime. You have done well. You are going to UAE, and prayerfully we will get you here to the north and be able to go to Canada. And I'm going to put it out there because you allowed me, and we have another FIGHR baby that's on his way, and we're going to have one soon. So everyone is truly on fire. We are waiting now for the results of Yvonne and Thomas are birthing right now as we speak. So we're waiting a word that this baby boy is coming. So we have one there, and we have another nominee is having baby Esther also. So thank you so very much for all that you do and all that you are.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
Okay. Our next is Sustainable Development Goal 5. Sustainable Development Goal 5. And this, of course, is gender equality. This is near and dear to my heart. And I kept wanting to peek in on the nominees, and they kept saying, no, Dr. Mina, goodbye. They went one day, they have here in New York, we're able to go into certain restaurants now and be able to sit down again. And we're trying that as the new advent, as we're trying to bridge back into some sort of normalcy. And one of the ways that they tried to get me away is they said, we're going to go to lunch outside of the office and we'll be back. And when they came back, the nominees are already in. So it was like, I couldn't even see it because they knocked me out. But that's okay. I wasn't supposed to be there anyway. I was just curious. This is near and dear to my heart because I deal with women daily, and Sustainable Development Goal 5 is how I actually got started with the UN in trying to bring rural maternal health care to indigenous women, tribal women, and rural women that are inaccessible to health care. So this is very, very near and dear to me. I wanted to make it the Amina Ali Award, but they was like, no, too biased. So it is just the SDG 5 award, but alhamdulillah. All right, so for those nominees are Sarah, and Sarah, the son, Dan Soho from Nigeria is in our federation as well. So she was actually one of the fellows that was nominated. Dang Cure from South Sudan, who is doing this as the only gender-based violence worker in the entire country. So this is a great honor. Millicent E. Mike, who is a firecracker in her own right from Nigeria. Gladys Binney, who has been near and dear to me since we met, and I can't hug her enough. Last one is Sarah Williams Youssef from Nigeria as well. And she has been dealing with the fellowship since the inception. I can't say anything but thank you for that. So the winner for the SDG 5 award for 2020 is going to be, Dang Cure from South Sudan. If you are available, Dang, to please unmute your mic and give us a few words of thanks and thanksgiving and some humility from South Sudan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to toot your own horn because when he came on, he was actually chosen. I actually chose him from South Sudan to be in the fellowship because he came to me and he said, Dr. Amina, I don't even know how to do this, but I know that there is so much work to be done in South Sudan that I want to lead the charge. I know I'm not a woman and I'm sorry if I'm coming aboard. And this is literally his message. He says, I don't want to offend you by wanting another man in a woman's space, but I do want to help the women in sexual and gender-based violence. And I said, you know what? And not only are you welcome, but I thank you. And now here it is, many months moving forward in the work that he is doing with South Sudan. He is bringing a great measure of power and prestige to this title, and he has well earned it. So thank you so much, Dang. And anything that you need, just know that we are here for you, and we are allowing this day to be recognized in your honor. So thank you so very much. All right, the next category, SDG 10, and this is reducing inequalities. So this is how I kind of came in also on the back end of SDG 5, because again, if we're talking about gender equalities, we have to also talk about the solution, which is the reduction of these inequalities. Now, as it doesn't pertain just to gender equalities, the reduction in inequalities is anything. Inequalities in healthcare, access to healthcare, access to proper and competent law care, statutes, making sure that they have access to education and proper education. How about the simple things? Access to water, reducing the inequalities to be able to get to water, proper hygiene, medical supplies, the basics that we take for granted in the industrialized countries. These are the people that are working to make sure that the reduction in inequalities is a mainstay and a sustainable, in the word, development goal. So the nominees are Aisha Usman Muhammad from Nigeria, Rejoice Namale from Malawi. And can you imagine me trying to practice that? Namale from Malawi. I tell you, I had to do that slow. She is so beautiful. Valentine Camano from the US. And he is actually working with Michelle in Mexico. So he is working but he is representing the United States. Kennedy Ezrim, and he is from Nigeria as well. And Safio Farah from Somalia. And this is a very petite woman that I tell you, she is such a firecracker, and I'm so glad that she's a part of our fellowship. And the winner of the 2020 SDG 10 is Valentine Camano. Ambassador Camano, could you come on, unmute your mic and tell us what it is that keeps you going in this field, please.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Your Excellency, Your Honorable Dr. Mina Ali. I would like to thank everyone, all your organizations, and Michelle. I know Michelle is, hearing this as well. It's mostly thanks to her. A big shout out that we can collaborate and do a lot of work in Mexico and the US. And thank you for everyone supporting and the mentorship, and also everyone who backed us up. That's pretty much about it. Thank you, everyone.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Valentin. I really, really appreciate you. I met him in the UN. He is so humble. The man speaks volumes for the people of his community. Him and Michelle are like husband and wife, because they are flying around there and they're getting one thing done, and he's passing something off to her and she's delegating something to him, and you should see them. They are amazing, but they work for their people and they are duly rewarded for this today. So thank you, Valentin. I really appreciate it. Next one, SDG 11. Now, of course, that's sustainable communities. These are the people that are working to make sure that these programs stay in our community. You know how many people come in? We have Doctors Without Borders that just come in and then they do what they do and then they leave. And then it's just an empty void. No, these are people that are going to stay in the community. These are people that have actually moved into communities that they serve so that they can make sure that their effort and their purpose stays there. They're doing it without remuneration. So that means they're doing it with no money involved in this. And they're doing it so that they make sure that this program is the affordability and the wealth of the community. So without further ado, the nominees are Adegun Temeteo from Nigeria, Tanya Bauma from the United States, Dr. Ghazalia Khan from Pakistan, Rita Alo from Nigeria, that's another firecracker you gotta watch, and Aretha Mufora from Zimbabwe. She is someone that I have been holding the hand of, and I just pray that her program gets off the ground, because it is going to be so powerful. I tell you, it is. I can't even begin to speak it into words, but that's a whole nother award show. But so the winner is Tanya Bauma for her work with Together for the Good here in the United States. Congratulations, Tanya. If you can unmute your mic and say a few words, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
First and foremost, I just want to thank absolutely everybody. There's such amazing contenders, and all the work. I've heard nothing but amazing things that everybody does. Amina's my sister for life. I've known her. She's believed in me since day one. And what we focus on is the mental health and PTSD and suicide of our military, and creating an infrastructure to include the family and allow everybody to heal together. So I'm simply honored, and I praise every single one of you that are on here today for everything that you guys do.
Thank you, Tanya. I cannot even tell you how happy I am to be in the space with you, working with veterans, especially those of us that suffer with PTSD, because that is a number one deterrent in our health and well-being. So I know all of us that have fought in wars, those of us that have come home, some of us are just not where we used to be, and some of us don't even know what that looks like anymore. So I want to thank you for holding our hand and letting us know that there was one more day that we have to celebrate and share with each other. And I thank you for the work that you do. God bless you. Love you. And next, amity and goodwill. What is amity and goodwill? Well, of course, most people understand the definition of amity and goodwill, but what does it mean as it relates to peace, communal peace? Well, when you have amity and goodwill, you are the person, and I'm going to say this to be so facetious and sarcastic, but you're the one that's always freaking happy. You're the one that's in the room and everyone was like, why is she so happy? Why is he so happy all the time? But it's that energy that comes across as so powerful that keeps us going, keeps us mindful. And whatever work they are using that energy in is always so powerful. So I have to recommend this, the goodwill toward humanitarians just by nature. These are people that are just very good-natured people, and they are going to be recognized for the work that they do in goodwill and the amity towards society. And the nominees are Isha Ray from India, Nathaniel Stella from Nigeria, Fauzia Abraham, Saudi Arabia, Paula Kobosingusi, I think there's a misspelling there, the 2 G's, Marie Bangora from Sierra Leone, and the winner is, drum roll, Fauzia Abraham from Saudi Arabia. If you can unmute your mic, please give us a piece of your wisdom and how you just keep it all going. Is she here? Oh no. Is she here? I'm trying to find her. I hope she didn't drop off. Okay. Well, I'm going to toot your horn for you. She is a young lady that actually, this is the young lady that Stella was talking about, our speaker, Stella, Nathaniel was talking about, that came on and talked about her story about female genital mutilation. And she was so powerful that she had not a dry eye in the place. So what I am seeing is I'm also seeing that she is an effective leader in her words, in her spoken tenet, in the goodness of her sharing that story. You know how personal that is, how powerful that became, and how well suited that the fellows took it. They were talking about it for the next week and a half, and they were saying, wow, I can't believe Madam Abraham was doing this, and she said this, and do you remember when she said this? I mean, it was literally like an Instagram feed that just went viral instantly, and she is such a powerful woman. I pray you get to know her. I pray you get to see her story, and I pray that her and Dr. Lomax get together, because there is a book in this. I'm telling you, her story is too powerful. So if you two can connect, there is going to be many, many, many pages to read. And I pray that each and every one of you are able to read it. So thank you so very much. Next, we have Ally in Support. Now, this one was an add-on. This was actually number 12. We put it in the middle because we wanted to make sure that it doesn't seem like it was an add-on, but it was, because we wanted to recognize those that support us. Remember, this is what this award ceremony is. It is recognizing those that have done an outstanding job and those that were supported in doing it. The very nominations were done by those that have supported the goal of each and every person. And this is where we get the greatest support. So we had to have an ally and support message. We also had to have a category, and we had to have a understanding that these people had to be recognized. So the nominees in this category are Dr. Tayum Adam Ibrahim from Nigeria, Anthony Anakia Matulu from Kenya, Emmanuel Nerenda from Zambia, not to be confused with Gambia, but from Zambia, Ananda Nepali from Nepal, and Aaron Egot from Nigeria. We cannot not have him in this support mechanism. And the winner for the 2020 Ally in Support is Anthony Anakia Matulu. If you can unmute your mic and you can give us 2 minutes of your time to tell us what keeps you going.
Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to actually appreciate the opportunity that you gave me to be part of these fellowships, because I've participated in 3 so far. And to be honest, my connection to you, which goes back, I think, more than 2 years, you dragged me into it by way of advice. And I took heed of your advice. And this is where you are. And the sky is just but a springboard for me, in my own considered opinion. Now, what motivates me is what Amina has achieved so far. And I'm using you as a mentor. and as somebody who is showing me the light. And this entire enterprise gravitates around the love that unites us. And that love is far beyond the waters and seas that separate us. What are these waters and seas? These are the challenges that we are bound to come across or encounter in our strive to ensure that we create a society that is conducive for everybody to live in without biases, an inequality-free society, a society that a woman is at the same level with a man, that at the point when we were born, we didn't know we had the identity until somebody told us. So we were equal at birth. And a seed had been planted in us regardless of our gender. And that seed has been germinating, that indeed we are human and entitled to human rights on an equal playing ground. And so I participate in the, you call it FIGHR initiatives with the correct mind, with the right commitment. I'm committed to ensure that we have a gender-based violence-free society. And this is a resolve I've made, and I'm going to achieve it. And I know FIGHR shall be very vibrant coming 2021. Thank you so much for considering me for this. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate the work that you're doing there in Kenya. You have quite a few people that are going to be pulling on you to help lead this charge in Kenya. Right next door to you, Uganda was the first country to recognize that crimes against women, gender-based violence, inaccessible to healthcare is an actual crime against humanity. And they mentioned it. And Kenya has picked it up and they have run with it. And they have laws that are coming up. So I know you're going to stand in the way of making sure those laws are being upheld and making sure women have access. So thank you so very much for the work that you do. All right, next, women empowerment. Again, this is another one that they had to leave because I was trying to peek in there and I wanted to add like 20 more people and they said, no, there's only 5. So I had to leave. But this is something that I am so like, yes, can I see? I was like trying to tear off the envelope and like on the Oscar stage, I'm snatching it out of the other co-host's hand just so I can read it. But this is a category that, of course, has no need for explanation. Women empowerment goes well beyond just motivating and encouraging. This is putting boots to the ground. This is holding hands. This is quashing beefs so that we can get the mission going. And this is the understanding that whatever it is that we are called to do, that we are going to do it and we're going to do it together. And these are women helping women, for women, by women, with women. And we can't do anything but say, praise God. And this is a category that is very, very special to me. So without further ado, the nominees are Dr. Satnam Dushaka from UK, and she is a powerful woman in her own right. Dr. Bentembi Dratani, and she is from the US. Augusta Asantewa Boteng from Ghana. Aisha Mohammed Bello from Nigeria. And Sakia Malabika from India. And these are our nominees. And the winner is, for the 2020 Women Empowerment, is Augusta Santiwa Boateng from Ghana. And she is doing work with the Powerhouse magazine and mission. Please unmute your mic and tell us a little bit more about why you do what you do.
God. Oh my God. Wow. Well, I want to scream, but I also want to comport myself. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. 3 years ago when I started this work, I didn't know that I will be here today receiving an international award. It means so much to me. And it makes me understand that this work that we are doing, this work that I am doing, is very important, very necessary, very much needed. And it is about me. It is about the people that I'm serving. It's about the people that I'm able to impact their lives. It is about humanity. And so to me, this award is really not for me, but it's for every single woman out there, every single girl out there, regardless of your age, your race, your origin, anything. This award is to us. And like I always say, that women have power that is resident in us. And in any way, we will make it known to the world. The world needs us, and we will show up for it. Thank you so much, Dr. Amina. Thank you so much to all the amazing nominees. Thank you for what we are doing. And for every single person that was nominated and those that won. God bless you. And to Dr. Amina, you know how I feel already. God bless you. Bless you so much. Thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you. I love you too. I am her question to me, and I'm going to put this out there, Augusta. Her question to me was, how adequate is my leadership? And I'm just going to say, there are so many people that voted for your leadership, and this should be your answer right here. And I couldn't say it a couple of days ago when I got the list. Actually, the day that I got the list is the day you asked that question, and I was like, oh, I want to tell her. No, but I had to make sure that you knew that your leadership is sufficient, and I thank you. There's going to be ups and downs in all leadership. Tanya will attest to that. Michelle will attest to that. There's going to be ups and downs in your leadership. People are not going to like what you do, not like what you say. They're not going to like you because you remind them of the power that they either don't have or missed the boat in getting. So I want to thank you for what it is that you do, and I want to thank you for what it is that you contribute to this society. So thank you again, Augusta. Okay, so next we have Children's Aid and Help, another hard one, another very, very difficult one, because a lot of people, I mean, if you're a parent, you have Children's Aid and Help. If you are someone that takes care of children, I got one, my sister here that takes care of children. I mean, she'll just pull them off the street and just feed them, and she is just amazing. Tanya, she has a relative that she literally took care of for a couple of years since his birth, and and did it without even blinking. She was like, I'm just gonna have a baby here in the house, and I'm just like, what? She was like, yeah. And was like, okay, so what are we doing this weekend? Like, it didn't even faze her that she's having this little toddler running around here. So I'm like, okay. But these are people that really stand out for children. These are people that, will brush aside anything they're doing on their desk and plant this file right in front. And they are the ones that we're going to recognize today. So without further ado, Children's Aid and Help. The nominees are Mahmoud Peter Benda from the United States, Dr. Adama Koloko. I hope I pronounced that right, because I was trying to pronounce it, but I didn't hear it from you first. From Sierra Leone, Mustafa Mene from the Gambia. That's my, if you can't see it, that's my flag. Yep. So little bias there. And Rukaya Ibrahim from Nigeria. And Halima Momo from Nigeria. And the winner is for the 2020 Children's Aid and Help, Dr. Adama Koloko. Yes, congratulations for her work in Sierra Leone. She has, if you go to LinkedIn right now, she's probably posting a video of her children dancing around and parading around and giving good measure to health and happiness in Sierra Leone. So please unmute your mic and tell us why you do what you do.
Wow, this is a glorious day. I am so grateful to Dr. Amina, always lifting me up, building me up, and motivating me, inspiring me to continue in this work. I am honored not only because it's Sierra Leone, but because I'm a descendant of Sierra Leone. So this speaks volumes because this is the place of my ancestors, and I get to bring it back home. And I really take these kids as my own, and this is why it doesn't seem like it's work. It really seems like it's my family. And by the grace of God, I'll be there in December to finally meet all these beautiful babies and kids in Sierra Leone. I'm about to tear up because it is a greater story. Everything we do is a part of our journey, and this is a part of my journey now. I take serious the honor that is bestowed upon me to win this prize of peace, because I have now a greater voice. We all have a voice. We all need to use that voice to help those who can't help themselves. So again, I am just so honored, and I know that many of us here are working hard, not paid, we're volunteers, but our reward is greater. So for everyone on this call, always remember that reward at the end of the day, when it seems like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Oh my God, I don't have funding. Oh my gosh, I just got criticized. Keep fighting, keep the goal, keep the purpose that has been set before you by God, and do it with all your might. And do it with joy, because that joy will never stop you from doing the work. So again, Dr. Damakaloko, I am so grateful to everyone who voted for me, and I am going to keep working hard for the people of Sierra Leone, but also the people that will be inspired, because this is a change. This is changing people all over the world. And I think that if your work can impact not only the people you are serving, but also the people that are looking, someone that says, I want to do something in my own community, then you know you have made an impact. Because more people doing great work in our world will make it a better place. So God bless each and every one of you as we have faced this pandemic year. I pray that everyone ends the year in great gratitude, because we lost a lot of great people this year. So I stand on, I don't know what to say, but I know that a lot of us have been affected. But let your fire be burnt out. Every day that you get is a chance to say, I have life in me, and I'm going to help bring more light to others. So be a light, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. And this is just the beginning of another chapter. So thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Thank you for doing all that you do. Thank you from the children of Sierra Leone. I enjoy your videos. I can't wait to see another video of my babies dancing. And I say my baby.
We're going to be dancing. You guys be watch out in December. There's going to be some drums. So it's been almost 14 years since I've been, but you better expect that I'm bringing the culture out, and we're going to the farms. We're going all over Sierra Leone with protection, of course, but we're going to connect the diaspora with the people of Sierra Leone. So you guys be on the lookout for those videos and interviews.
Yes, thank you so much. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing that forward. We have so many things that we need to do. So the fact that you're on the ground in December, later this month, is amazing. So thank you so very much. I am so, so honored. All right, next one is going to be STEAM, not STEM. We added another one, STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and the environment. So these are people that are dealing in this realm. Now, we had to do this in this way because we would have, if we had each category of STEAM, we would be here literally until 11 o'clock tonight. So we wanted to put it all together, and we wanted to categorize, but we tried to get all of those that were voted in as nominees to best represent all the categories. So we made sure that it was necessary to put it in this order. So we are going to give STEAM and the environment our nominees for 2020. And they are Ashaba Farida from Uganda, who cannot be here with us today, but I am going to announce her as a nominee. And Shanae Kareem Chandler from the US, and she is somebody that I have been following. I've been on her coattails for years now, and she is somebody that I admire and respect in the work that she does here in the United States, especially with the government and dealing with the government. So hats off. If you can deal with that for 20 years, yes, you're my best friend, I tell you. Haja Kabir Abdul Fattah from Nigeria, and she is the engineer that wears the hijab on LinkedIn. I don't know if you see her, but she has the full hijab with the hard hat on LinkedIn. You got to check her out. Aisha Janki Akinola, she is from the UK, and she is our architect. And this girl, I'm telling you, she has spitfire on that paper, and she will get a house built in a weekend if she could, because she is just that talented. Gala Ferry, who is our environmental person, and she is somebody that I respect dearly. Her work in Iron Currency Solutions is worldwide and world known. So thank you so very much. And the winner of the 2020 STEAM and the Environment Award is Haja Kabir Abdul Fattah from Nigeria. She is an engineer, and she is somebody that is very, very respected in the community. And I'd ask that you unmute your mic and tell us why you get up in the morning and do what you do.
Wow. Dr. Amina, oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. You know, I really didn't expect it because I've been busy throughout today, and I just realized that my alarm has been ringing that I'm supposed to come on to the event, and I was like, oh my God, I've missed it. And luckily enough for me, it was still going on. Thank you so much. I really didn't see this coming, and I really appreciate it. And I think it is very important for all of us to know that, you know, STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, you know, it represents so much. Like, it's a way of thinking, you know, the technical discipline, it represents a range of disciplines and, you know, thereabout. And also, I think one of the most important things we should know is that STEM teaches us creativity. It teaches us how to help people. It teaches us how to be, you know, creative and empathetic, and, you know, which in turn would lead to happiness, because if you come to think of it, you know, we're going forward in life, and the whole world now is turning into a STEM world, because you know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and now including art as well. You know, it's just like the highlight of the future. And the earlier we start carrying the younger ones, the better, because we weren't really fortunate enough to be introduced to STEM at that very tender age. So it was difficult for most of us to, you know, transition into that discipline. So thank you very much for recognizing the work that I do. My initiative, Girl in STEM initiative, which is aimed at, you know, normalizing female role models for younger girls and also boys. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Dr. Amina, and thank you very much to all those that voted. I really appreciate it. And this is to every girl out there. You can do it. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it and you can be it. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Thank you for all the work that you do. Keep that hard hat on and keep shining and allowing yourself to be the best reason that we serve in STEAM and in the environment. Thank you all to the nominees that were voted in. And I thank you so very much for continuing this work for those youth and those coming after you. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum. All right, the last one of our first 12 is refugee and immigrant support. Okay, I can't even tell you, after the Dreamers and the asylum cases and all of the things that the veterans are going through, trying to get family members over here and getting them paperwork and getting them the things that they need, I can't tell you how much this category was important. Refugee and immigrant support. These are people that say, you know what? I got over here, so I'm going to help you get over here. These are people that said, I'm going to put up some money so that you can get the paperwork you need to get over here. I'm going to sponsor you. Now that I am here in the United States or wherever you are, I am going to help you come as well. So these are people that open.
I may not have won this.
That open up NGOs and open up the things that are getting a step forward in making sure that we give great credence to these nominees. So without further ado, the nominees are Gina Golden here in the United States. Kadi Momo, also here in the United States, but she's actually representing the Gambia in the work that she does. And she is a daughter of mine that I am taking under my wing to make sure that she gets back home to do this work. Ambassador Terry Earthwinds Nichols, one of our nominees and a board of trustee of FIGHR with me. Momadou Barry from the Gambia as well. Muhammad Yunus Musa from Give North Education in Nigeria. And the winner is Kadi Momo from the Gambia. Congratulations. This young lady got voted in before the voting even started. I think I said something to someone in passing, and I think it got back to the Gambia quicker than it got down the street. So She was voted on so many times. It was amazing. So, Caddy, if you can unmute your mic and tell us why you do what you do for those that you service. Is she here? Is she here or did she drop? Oh no. Caddy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Oh, look at that t-shirt. Yes! I'm excited right now. I'm excited. I got the
Thank you.
I got it. Yes, Caddy, go ahead.
I'll get you on. First of all, I would like to say Alhamdulillah 3 times. I give all the glory to the Creator who has been giving me the strength, the energy, the motivation, everything to carry on to what I strongly believe, which is in helping, putting impact into the life of many that are seeking for a great pasture in another foreign land, a land that is different from theirs, a land that they have to fight so hard to adjust to to all the challenges that they face along. And what really motivated me to keep going every day, every single day when I wake up, is that I know I have Allah right next to me, and my experience, my journey, where I started from until where I am here right now, and the great people that I am surrounded with, which is my beloved mother, Dr. Amina Ali. Thank you very much. So right now, I just feel like crying, but I'm gonna be strong enough to hold on to those tears of joy. And I also want to thank my Gambian people and everyone that have nominated me for this position to win this award, because this award is not my award. It is not mine. It is the award of everyone that I have helped. It's the award of everyone that have believed in me. The award it's the award for everyone that have really seen something great inside me and gave them the energy to believe and keep supporting me and leading me to the right path, even though when sometimes I fall, they still get me up and like, Caddy, we gotta go, because we have a mission to complete, and that mission is to create a safe and great environment for every human, because it's their right and they are born to be free, and no one has the right to seize that freedom from them. No one has the right to write their story. They have the right to write their story because it's their story, and no one can write it as best as they are. And that's what I am all about. I'm all about motivating and giving people the hope to know that this world we live in is a safe environment for every human being. And that is why currently I'm working on a project called Fund a Child Project. And the Fund a Child Project, we are done with everything, and we're gonna be launching it before end of December. And the Fund a Child Project is to support every child in Africa. And our target is to reach out to all the 54 countries to support every child that wants to go to school and want to acquire knowledge, but yet they are facing financial crisis. It's limiting them from getting to their potential excellence. So that's what the Fund a Child Project is. And I know once we're done launching it out, I would like to invite all of you to give your best support to put a smile on every child's face. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you so very much, Caddy. Thank you so very much for all you do. I cannot wait. I want to put all my pennies into that program and let you soar as you should. Thank you again. We are going to make sure that that is a complete success, and I'm giving all my all to that. So thank you. Okay, we're getting ready to go into the FIGHR Legacy Awards. Now, what does this mean? Legacy, of course, this is something that we leave to the next generation. And these are people that are doing it now, and they are doing it in so many avenues in such a powerful way that it can't do anything else but go to the next generation. These are people that are working in the fields, the 3 categories. They are doing it now. They are passing it down as they are alive. So they are a living library. They are one of the ones that I have seen myself. So I recommend each of these nominations. I was actually signing off on all of them, because they are people that I know are going to continue this. As long as there's breath in their body, they're going to continue, and they've proven it on a more international scale. So without further ado, The first one is Outstanding Emerging Youth. These are youths, they're all youths, and they are people that not only has taken the ball, but they're running with it and now passing it off. So they have actually mentees under them. So they're youths, they're 18 to 30, and they are actually have mentees underneath them. So there are people that are doing what they do, and they're doing it very well. So without further ado, the nominees are Makezia Mensah from Ghana, Monica Grant right here in the United States, Young Boss Media, Pauline Chirpanyanga from Zimbabwe, Vanessa Adebayo, she has African Health Matters in Ghana, and Caroline Rakus Wojciechowski, and she is here in the United States. She works for UN Association, and the winner is Monica Grant, Young Boss Media. Monica, if you can unmute your mic and come forward and tell us every reason you wake up in the morning and keep doing the fabulous things you're doing in Young Boss Media, please.
Wow, this is very amazing. First of all, I want to thank God the Most High just for being alive in this moment in time on the planet and to be able to do something with my energy. Amina, Dr. Amina, Her Excellency. You know, in Africa, your mama, but in America, your auntie. You know, your auntie. And auntie means a lot because auntie can check you, auntie can give you love. You can always count and depend on auntie, and that's exactly who you are. And I knew that when I first saw you, I said, I got to be in her life. And our relationship just means a lot because as a youth, as a young person, it's hard, you know, and this has been a challenging year. So let's address the elephant in the room. This has been a very challenging year. So kudos to everyone here. Thank you to the Federation for this honor, for this moment, because this has been a lot. And to still get up and do the work, even though we are human. Sometimes, you know, we fight for human rights and humanitarianism, but people forget that we're human and that we have, you know, weaknesses and vulnerabilities. And when I text you this morning, I was listening to Fred Hammond, Wait on the Lord. And I feel like that's kind of the message of this year is wait. You know, wait for the sign, just do the work, be the servant, do the work, you know. And that's just what gets me up in the morning is doing the work. I pray for just how can I serve more? How can I help more? I feel like that's what my life path is, you know, and the youth, myself, we need our elders, we need our aunties, we need our mothers, we need the family to lead us and guide us because we don't know everything. And if we haven't learned anything this year, we know nothing. We know nothing. And I'm so grateful for organizations like this. Shout out to Viola, shout out to International Institute of Family Development, shout out to Only Love, shout out to Harlem, shout out to, you know, just everybody out here doing this work because we need each other. Because sometimes it could be very lonely and we wonder why we're doing this. You know, we can just go get a job and we can just be regular, but we're not regular. We do abnormal things because we believe in humanity. We believe that this earth can be a magnificent place. And that's why we get up and do what we do. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of this and to teach, you know, to teach what I know, the little bit that I do know, I try to pass it on. So thank you for your time and thank you for this award. And I saw the award, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. So whoever designed that, I'm gonna get it framed, I'm gonna get it printed out. Thank you so much for everybody and kudos to the nominees and to the winners. Much love to you all from the United States. Peace.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that's A.K. Ahmed. I'm shouting him out right now. I said in the beginning, A.K. Ahmed he came on and said, you know what, Dr. Mina, you're gonna be doing a big thing. Can I help? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he sent me samples of the work. I was like, sure. And he says, if you want to do this on print, I'm your guy. I was like, that confidence. Oh my God. He was like, I'm your guy. He said, let's do it. He sent me mock-ups, as you call it. I learned that from Monica, mock-ups and what it's supposed to look like. And I was like, okay, let's do it. He was like, okay. And I gave him the names. And what was it, last night, up until last night, 2 o'clock in the morning, we were putting the names in because we had to do it last minute to make sure that we did it right. And he did it. He did it. So yeah, if there's anything that you like, thank him. If there's anything that is wrong, just blame it on me. My shoulders are big, but thank you so much, Monica. Thank you so much, Young Boss Media. If you want to know anything about media, any way, go to Monica. Please connect with her in the chat box. She is more than open and ready. She has students that are coming through. She has fellowships, internships. Please check her out. Please make sure that you solicit this young lady right here because she's doing big things and you're going to see her. I know Oprah is going to be in her chair one day. So just know that this is happening. This is happening. All right. Thanks, Monica. All right, next one, outstanding giving to women. Now this one, I wanted to put like 12 people on here because I literally have like 8 people left in my head that I still want to put on here, but we have to do it in a way that allows us to make room for others next year. So what we did is we did it in 2 parts. The 2 parts is we're going to give the nominees, of course, we're going to give the winner. And then we have an auxiliary prize that we're going to be given to others off camera, and this is from FIGHR personally, and this is because we have to make sure that we give credence where credence is due, and we also had a tie in 3 categories. So there's 6 of you that were a tie, so in the voting. So we felt as though because we didn't want to break the tie or have someone vote extra or do it right, we just said we're going to give the 3 that came in first. So we went through it and we said the first 3 that came in of the 3 that's tied, and then the other 3 we're going to give an award because we want to make it fair. So what we're representing now are the ones that we are going to nominate. These are the ones that had the votes come in first, and then the other ones will get a email to you with a thank you from FIGHR, knowing that you were in there but just didn't make the cut because of the tie. Okay. So outstanding given to women, we are going to have this computer is not working. Hold on, technical difficulty. Okay, the nominees are Dr. Bindu Babu from the United States. She works with meditation and focal determination of getting better mentally. Aisha Mohammed Bello from Nigeria. Dr. Sally Bender, new Dr. Sally Bender, okay, from Uganda. She just, she defended her dissertation this year, so literally during the COVID virus, so she's brand new. Her Royal Majesty, Dr. Uba Inwanwa, she is from Canada. She is of the FIGHR tribe, and she is coming to us as an actual queen through her lineage and her legacy, so I tip my gay leg to you. Pinky Pathak from India. She is in our current fellowship. This is our Pinky, and she is, and that's her name. Most people say, is that her nickname? No, that's her name. So Pinky Pathak from India. And the winner is Aisha Mohammed Bello from Nigeria and her work of Voice of the Girl, Child, and Vulnerable People in Nigeria. If you can unmute your mic and tell us what you do in the Voice of the Girl, Child, please.
Wow. Thank you so much. In fact, wow, I'm so excited. Actually, I wasn't expecting this, but Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to the organizers and the nominees. We are all winners because I'm sure we are all doing great things. Special thanks to those that nominated me. It's truly a motivation for me to do more. On a sincere note, I never knew these little steps of mine have been recognized and noticed. And this has taught me, or I've learned from it, that you don't need to have much to really make an impact in your community. So I urge us all to keep doing more for women and girls and for everyone around us. Thank you, and God bless us all. Thank you.
God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, sister. I wasn't shocked when I saw the list. I wasn't shocked. Yes, you had quite a few people that came through for you, both in the organization and in Nigeria. You actually had a head of state that actually came in and put in a note for you. So that was quite impressive. So thank you so much. So people are watching you, people are noticing you, and thank you because we love you. All right, next, last but not least, and I pray that I know I'm going to be over time a little bit, so bear with me if I go past 12 o'clock. This is the Lifetime Achievement Awards. Now, these women, and they're all women, no bias there. Okay, maybe a little, no, but these are all women, and these are women that not only has been voted in by their peers, but I actually asked if I could add my vote in. Okay, and these are, and I asked, they denied me, but I asked if I can add my vote in because these are women that are extremely, extremely powerful. They don't realize it. They're so humble and so modest, so earnest in their giving that they don't even realize it, that they got wings behind them that they, you know, they just need to unfold and just go ahead and spread them. But these women have done the work, and they've done it over legacy. The idea behind the Lifetime Achievement Award is you have to have been doing it more than 20 years. You have to have had a solid foundation in your NGO, something that is substantial, something that is given, something that is offered and open to the public. There is no remuneration asked for, you know, so it's not a corporation or for-profit. And it has to be something that you have done out of pocket for the entire time. So even if it's grant or grant funding, you know, being given, this is not something you rely on. This is something you're going to do regardless. And again, it's the 20-year mark. So these are people that have done it and done it for a long time. These are our mentors. These are the people I look up to, and these are the people that truly, truly deserve this award. I wish all of them could win. But the nominees are Jasmina Sidorowski, sorry, from Australia. She is of EYS magazine. She has been doing great, great work when it deals with the understanding of what women do. And she has been highlighting them in her magazine in Australia, and quiet is kept. She has quite a following. Queen Mother, Catherine Hall Trujillo. I don't even have to speak about her. This is just yes, big letters. Dr. LaTarsha Holden of the United States. She is a force to be reckoned with. She is an author. She is a motivational speaker. She brings joy, power, entity of goodness everywhere she goes. There is not a circle she has not been in that has not wanted and welcomed her back. So I thank her from the United States. Dr. Karen Lomax, she's my pastor in my head, and she is the woman that invokes spirit in all of our events. She is our go-to person for spirituality. She is a board-certified chaplain in the United States Army. She is somebody that I turn to when matters look dark and dim, and she gives me great words. Dr. Kim Harris, she is Dr. Kim D. Harris. She is from Jamaica. She is the woman that you see on Instagram doing all of those magnificent poses, and she's big like me. And she's letting you know that it doesn't make a difference your body size. You are the woman that can do it, and your body is good enough where it is. And this woman has been doing this for years, and I can't say anything but thank you. And the winner of the 2020 Living Legacy Lifetime Achievement Award is Dr. Catherine Hall Trujillo, Queen Mother as I call her, but I need her to come forward and say something. I'm about to burst out open. Queen Mother, is she not here? Oh, no. We have to get her on. Now I need Monica right now because I need to find a way to get her in here to get this. Please tell me she did not. Oh, this is not good. Okay, Monica says, don't panic, but I'm panicking.
How can I help?
I don't know. Is Queen Mother here? Is she here? Please say yes.
Was she on?
She was here. She gave words. Yeah, she was here. Oh no. Not her gone. I hope it wasn't a connection. Okay. Is her daughter here?
I am. If you would like, I could see if, I see that she is still on the Zoom, but she's not showing up. So if you'd like, I can try to FaceTime her. Would you like that?
Please.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay.
I'm buying you dinner.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see if we can FaceTime her.
Yes, Queen Mother. Oh, I got nervous. My hands are sweating. I got nervous. You just don't even understand. It was like,
We're so excited. We've been live streaming this on Facebook. And I heard her make a little squeal when she was announced. So I know that she heard it.
yes. Now, I don't know how to do all that. Like, that's Monica's thing. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. That's her field of expertise. But if you can send that link to me, I can get it to her to get it on here to send it to everybody. So those that want it on Facebook can, yes, please, please.
We are absolutely thrilled and delighted for this award. This is such an exciting opportunity to be able to highlight the work that she has been doing with women around the world. Okay, I am going to see if I can FaceTime her husband because she did not pick up the phone.
Sure. In the meantime, I'm just going to toot her horn. She is the Birth Project USA. She is my mentor. She is someone I've gone to. As I mentioned, I met her in person. I've known about her for years since I've been in birth work. She is somebody that came out of the woodworks literally in a session. Someone mentioned her name and I said, who is this? Because I looked at it and I said Trujillo, which of course everyone says and mispronounces it. But when I found out who she was, oddly enough, the universe was with me, and maybe about 6 months later, I was in front of her. There was a seminar in near UC Berkeley, and she was there, and she was sitting in the back as quiet and as humble as she is. And she came out and she spoke, and it was E.F. Hutton, and everybody was muted. This woman just spoke, and her soft, very eloquent voice just shouted amongst everyone's ears, and she just gave the most profound, and she wasn't even supposed to speak. And I just sat there and I was just in awe of her. She speaks about empowerment of birth back in the 80s when, and the 90s when I was coming up, when women were not allowed to speak like that. She spoke proudly and she spoke vehemently about what women need as far as their right, their choice, and their options in birthing. I'll say that again. There are rights, choices, and options in birthing. And she is the one that set the parameter to make sure that each birth worker makes sure that they give that to their patients. I was going into traditional medicine, and I felt like she was kind of the alternative, and but you can't say that. There's no such thing as alternative to the truth. She was given the organic truth the first time, and she gave it with a shaken voice and a stern voice all at the same time. She was like, I don't know who's going to believe this, but it's the truth. And the way she gave it made you believe it. And Queen Mother has just been somebody that I have just, if I could just touch the hem, that power, and know that she is this person incarnate. This is how I see her. She is the mother that I've needed over the years. Is she here? Is she here? Please, 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 please. Is she here? Please, please. Everyone,
So
just get out of the room. Just get out of the room.
I have her on my messaging right now. She says she got kicked off.
I gotta do
this.
I have her husband on my phone, and he said that their internet died right at the moment.
Oh
no! What was accepted? Is she okay? My understanding is that she's getting back on.
Yes, please.
So let's see if she's here.
If I may, I just want to say I've known Catherine over 30 years now, and I am just thrilled. Tamu, it's great to see you too. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to sing her praises.
She's on.
Yeah. Is she?
She's on, God.
Is she? Okay. I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead. Queen Mother? Guys, help me.
Gotta unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna mute myself.
Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mama.
Everyone, please clap. Please clap. Please clap. Please clap. I don't.
Yay, Mom! You made it.
Okay.
I do not know what's kicking in. I don't know if it's midwife energy or if it's just being over 70 years old. When you finally realize that you have to have patience and you have to go with the flow, and what's for you is for you. So we have kind of figured out how to make this happen. But first of all, I just want to say, I just cannot believe that I'm here at this moment with all of you. I love you so much. And the other thing about being over 70 is that you are lucky. You are so lucky and you are so blessed, Ambassador Viola Green, when you can sit under the tree. This is a sit under the tree moment for me. And to be able to be under that tree and to look at all of you the way I've looked at you this morning and seen all the wonderful things that you're doing and feeling so confident that the world is in good hands. What I would like to do is say that when you're sitting under the tree, like I'm sitting under the tree this morning, and I think, oh my God, what would I say to my children about the journey that I've been on for a long, long time? Is that first of all, I was so happy to hear the baby that was crying and fussing and carrying on and demanding to be cared for while her mom was accepting an award. For two reasons. One, because that baby is the future and the reason that we're here and we're gathered. And because women, when they come, we don't come just by ourselves. We come with our families, in our bellies, in our backs, in our arms. And that's the way it should be in order to vision the world and work toward the world that we're creating not for ourselves, but for the future. The other thing that I thought about is sometimes when you begin the journey, you're running from something. But at some point, you begin to be pulled by something that's equally as important or maybe stronger than the thing you were running from just because you had to get away. At some point, you begin to see a vision of where you're trying to get to. And sometimes one of the barriers to where we're trying to get to is a thing called education. Because oftentimes education is given by the institution that's in power, and they only know how to educate us for what they know, not taking into consideration what we know to be as valid as whatever the institution is teaching. But also sometimes education is a barrier in terms of us doing the work that motivated us to start on this path in the first place because of the lack of resources, because of the lack of credibility, because of the reality that oftentimes you have to choose between paying the rent and demonstrating and making change. And so we have to have that balance of what does education really represent and what are we willing to give up in order to go back home and to stay home and to do the work that we need to do in our communities. And the funny thing is, the basic thing that we need to do is what someone else said, is we need to take care of each other. We need to take care of people who are strangers, because in the long term, we realize it's not about us personally. It's not about our community personally. It's not about our nation personally. We come to understand that we are all God's children, and it's all about all of us living or none of us living. It's not about saving one person. It's about saving us all. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity to tell you one more thing. Sitting under the tree doesn't mean I just get to sit there and reminisce. It means that now I just get to budget my time so that I can sit and rest and do nothing and take care of myself. And then I do the bigger job of taking care of the children that are here, the grandchildren, the yet to be, by reminding you of the stories that we know that have motivated and inspired us, the shoulders that we stand on, by loving you unconditionally, caring for you, nurturing you, and clearing a space so that you have time to grow into the beautiful human beings with your own assignments and appointments, and that you get what you need to have both roots and wings. So God bless you, and thank you for letting me share this day with you. Thank you, each and every one of you. You know, many of you are from children from my belly, and many of you are children from my heart. But when it gets right down to it, you know, Mama Africa is the mama of all the children on the planet. Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Queen Mother, I can't even begin to even tell you how powerful you are. It was as you were speaking, and I'm going to say this, and nobody wants to believe it. That's why I got to pull up the pictures. I just got a phone call. The couple that has been waiting for their baby had the baby as you were speaking. Literally, as you were speaking, this baby came through. Just born 15 minutes ago, and you came on about 10 of those 15 minutes ago. Literally, as you're speaking, there is a new life here as you were speaking. This is how powerful this woman is. We have been waiting for this baby since 2 a.m. this morning, and just got word and just got pictures. This baby's here. So, Queen Mother,
well, if you look in the chat, you'll see I said FIGHR Birthing Project.
See? And birth a beautiful baby boy. His name is Boaz. They just announced it. They just gave there's mommy. Oh, I didn't want to give that too much. Sorry, that was mommy. But that was baby. Sorry. That is new baby Boaz. And I can't say anything but thank you. They were supposed to be on today. She was in labor at 2 a.m. this morning. She called me and I told her to go on in. I told her go on in, see what's happening, and if anything is happening, then just let me know. She needed it. She wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do a vaginal birth, so she is happy. Mommy and baby are here, breasting well. I am so happy. And she said that, yes, you can post it, Dr. Meaning, because I know you're going to. So I was like, okay. So that's one of our FIGHR babies. She is an intern that was here the entire time. And that's our FIGHR baby. And we have 2 more coming that are coming January and June. January and May. So we're having babies. We're having fun. And Queen Mother, you just brought one in. So the Queen Mother is now bringing in new cherubs as she speaks. That's just how powerful this woman is. Thank you very much. I can't say anything but thank you. I am going to give a great round of applause to each and every one of those that won today. How happy I am to be in this space, and I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to all the winners. Thank you for all of the things that you're doing. Queen Mother, I have to say thank you. And to everyone that helped me put this thing together, bravo. Bravo. This is a great time to be here and a great way to be in this space. So I thank you so very much. And as you all leave your seats, as you see that, I'm going to ask that we have closing remarks by our Ambassador Green, if you can do some closing remarks. And then we're going to do our prayer by Dr. Lomax, if you will. So can you unmute your mic? Thank you so very much for all that you do and all that you are, Queen Mother. Thank you.
I am here.
Yes. Thank you, Ambassador Green.
So thank you for having me, Queen Mother. I just had chills run down through my body. I was looking to get offline so that I could make room for you, because that's what we do with the elders. We make room for those who come before us, and we make room for those who are coming behind us. I just really want to take this opportunity to say that this has been one of the most impactful and meaningful 2 hours of my life today on this Sunday, and giving thanks and honor to Mother God, to Father God, and to all of the energy that is here with us and our ancestors that have come before us. And I speak forward life into all those who will come after I am long gone, to say the fire that we need, let it burn deeply, let it burn brightly. Let us not be afraid of our fire, the fire within us. Let us hold that. Let us learn how to manage that fire. Let us be able to flow. Water is fire. Water brings electricity. Allow us ourselves to be able to hold that and be one with that. With the work that the Federation is doing across the globe, It is phenomenal. The work that the interns are manifesting here with this award ceremony, with all of the awardees that were nominated today. Thank you for being who you are and doing what is necessary to make yourselves not only known, but to bring healing, hope, and love and justice to the communities in which you serve. To all of the people who won the awards, yes, and more yes to your work, more more grease to your elbow in what you're doing. Reach out, stay connected with this organization. Dr. Amina Ali has a tremendous support system of people who care and love about her and her work. And so that way you're always uplifted, encouraged, motivated, and you have a sister and brotherhood that loves deeply humanity, that wants to see us win. So to everyone here, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your network, Dr. Amina Ali, the International Institute for Family Development, the work that we're doing in making sure that we're able to bring the dream come true for African nations to realize their national development plan. And that work is hard work. And there's nothing, hard work is what is necessary in order to make anything possible. And that is where the fun lies at. And when you're being called to do this work, it is an honor and it is a great privilege. And so I stand with you humbly in doing this work that is necessary to make sure that we are living out our fire within us, living out our purpose, and that we have joy and we're able to spread that throughout the world, that we're able to connect with children, adults, women, and ensuring great and strong, prosperous families. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next we're going to hear final words from Dr. Lomax. If you can close us out in prayer and we will be finished. I'm above times, but thank you so very much.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I just want to say thank you. This was amazing, especially, and we did this, y'all, in the middle of a pandemic. That's my thing right now. It's in the middle of a pandemic. When people say we can't do this, you can't do that, look what we have accomplished. And I am just grateful to even be sitting on this platform with the same women who have pioneered what I'm doing. I'm the baby on the group. And so I was like, even if I had of one, I still would have given it to Mama Cat, because I'm like, I'm sitting here and she pioneered what I'm doing. And so I just say thank you for all the women that are on here and the gentlemen on here that have pioneered and left footprints for me to follow in. This was amazing to me. And the certificate just came in as we're speaking, and I was like, oh my God, these are so nice. I'm ready to put mine all over the place. And she knows I am, but I thank you. And the speakers and everyone. It was just so grateful, and it was so wonderful. And let's do it again. We just have to do it again, and we have to just keep working. Even when people aren't watching, God is watching. And this is what happens behind the scenes. And it's just a great feeling and honor to be recognized for what you do when the lights, camera, and action isn't going on. And so I know. And so with that, and congratulations to all the new mamas and daddies that have happened on today and are getting ready to happen. I'm about to be a grandma in about a week and a half here. So this is just all amazing, and it just all comes full circle to what we're doing. And this is just a testament to the work, and just continue to do the work. It's a thankless job. It really is. And we come into it knowing it's a thankless job, but to be recognized in such a way is amazing. I'm so emotional. I didn't even win nothing. But it's just wonderful because I'm looking at all the faces of all the women who have put elbow to grease and put their feet on the ground and have did the impossible. And so I just congratulate everyone for what you're doing. And with that, I'm going to close this out. Father God, we just thank you today for everything. This has been amazing. God, I ask you to continue to keep us humble as we continue to do the work. Strengthen us even more for the years and months and days ahead, Father. Continue to open up the door of opportunities for all of those who have said, yes, here am I, send me, I'll go. And we're going to continue to run as long as you give us the strength to do so. And we give you praise for it. We give you honor for it, God. And I ask you, Father, to continue, Father, to just strengthen Dr. Amina Ali for the work, Father God. Continue to give her the creativity to help to birth opportunities for those who feel as if they have not been seen or acknowledged or don't think what they're doing matters. Today proves that it matters. And Father, and we thank you for that. And as we go our separate ways and we leave this particular platform, but we don't leave your presence, I ask you to be with us. I ask you to go before us. And for those who are traveling, I ask you to keep them safe, Father, and get them to their destinations. And it's in your name I pray these and all blessings. In Jesus Christ's name, amen and amen.
Amen. I receive the blessing.
Yes, yes, yes. I am so pleased and so grateful to have this day. I'm not going to keep you anymore. I said 12 o'clock. But I am going to ask that those nominees that want to stay afterwards are going to be able to have the recording. I'm going to keep this on. Everyone else is free to leave. Thank you so very much. Shout outs to Young Boss Media, to AK Ahmed, to Voice of the Vulnerable Child, Girl Child, all of the major forces that helped us to make this nomination and this award show great. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on for the 2 hours, staying for the time. And if there's any nominee that wants to introduce themselves and be on camera, speak a little bit about it. I'll give you about 3 minutes. And we're going to record it and we're going to put it at the end of the video so that everyone will get a chance to at least speak. I know the nominees didn't get a chance, so I want to give you that opportunity now. But I thank you in the meantime. Just stay on if you want to be on, and then everybody else, thank you so very much. You're able to leave. God bless you, and thank you so very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, for those that are left, thank you so very much. We're going to go into the next part of this, and we're going to use this as the continuation of what it is that we wanted to do in the beginning. For those of you that didn't put it in your chat, if you didn't put it in your chat or you just want to say it now, what I'm going to do is just ask that you raise your hand on here. I'm going to call you. I'm going to put you on the spotlight, so please make sure your cameras are on and make sure you're wearing whatever it is you want to wear that is going to represent you in the organization. I am going to ask that when you raise your hand, I'm just going to go in order as it appears, not necessarily in the order that you raise your hand. And then as I get to the bottom, hopefully I will have gotten to everyone. And then what I need you to do is give your name, your organization, the NGO. It has to be an NGO, not a nonprofit. I mean, not a corporation. It has to be the NGO. So it's your name, your NGO, the country that you're with or that you're representing, and give us something that you're going to be doing in that organization for 2021. So that's what we're going to be asking. And then you can give up to 3 to 5 minutes. Just don't make it too long-winded. And then if you want to reserve the time for the next person, I greatly appreciate it. So please begin to raise your hand as you want to. I think there's a little icon that says, like Duchakar, she's on. Dr. Satnam, she's here. I'm going to do her first. Dr. Satnam, are you ready? You can unmute your mic. Yes.
Hi, Dr. Amina.
How are you?
I have a bad habit. I am dying to speak like always. They have to shut me down.
Nope.
I had to leave WhatsApp. I had to leave phones. I had to leave everything because people are like, come on, shut up.
Oh.
I like to speak, I do like
to speak because my heart speaks, you know. My voice is not my voice, it's my heart.
Yes, yes. Okay, so give your heart in your name, give your name of your video, and then give us the area you're in, and give us some things that you're going to be doing for 2021. This is going to be a new year, so tell us what you're going to be doing.
Okay, I'm Dr. Satnam Devchakar, and I'm from England. I do have an NGO. Very gladly, I think a lot of us has made it possible, not just me. So this is a very collaborative effort that we've managed to put through in the COVID time. So to bring some hope back to life, we brought Devchakar. we revived Devchakar. Fawad is there, Navneet is there, Aparna ji, a lot of us. Viola is a part of it. Dr. Amina Mali, what am I going to say? You are my inspiration, you're my living inspiration. My mother of humanity. My trophy was you. Coming to you was my trophy. My award is to take you back home with me.
Yes.
That is why I come here.
Yes, yes, I agree. Yes, passport, got it right here in my pocket. Come on, let's go.
So I'm gonna take my award tonight. I don't care who gets it. I take it all because I take you with me. And that is my award for life. That is what I need. That is what I deserve. I do deserve you. You know why? I do deserve you. Because everyone deserves to be, you know, in your light, not just me. In this light, you know, we have to spread it far and wide. We got diamonds like you. It's our duty to make sure that everyone gets something out of it. Not just me, not just 200 of us, not just thousands of us, not just millions of us that you touch. No, every heart, every soul, everyone needs that blessing that we have. So this is what we're here for. So we do have this platform that we work on every sector, every field. All it means is we're gonna touch, we're gonna, you know, empower every human being in every possible way, whether it's health, wealth, prosperity, peace, mental wellness, whatever comes, we do it all. There is nothing that we can't do. But who are we? Devchakars. Who is Devchakar? Anyone, anywhere in the world who does anything for humanity is a Devchakar, not me. I always say that I'm just a voice, just a shadow behind everyone. My existence is with you. If you stand, I stand. Otherwise, I'm no one.
Yes.
But you know what? Each one of us, time to do it together. You know, collaborative power, unity is strength. Everything can be achieved. You know, what my father says, look, my father, Prakash Lal Devchakar, he loves you, Dr. Amin Ali.
You know, I actually thought that was a picture. I didn't think because he didn't move. So I actually thought he was like a picture on your wall that it was.
He does that in my life as well. You know, that's what he does. He stays so quiet.
I see.
It's like but then he says one word and my whole life moves upside down.
Yeah, that's the power of dad.
What he says to me, one sentence that he said to me was, me put upside down, we. It's all about we. When you lose me, it turns into we. Everything is possible. The second thing he said to me was, a drop loses itself to the ocean to be the ocean itself. That's what we do every day, every day. Little droplets like us, ocean like yourself. We're going to lose ourselves into you, okay? And we're going to take this tsunami, and then we're going to just change this world for better, for once and all. Bring back hope to life. We do it on this platform. We do it every day, every minute of the day. Even when they shut my voice speaks in every heart. It comes out of you.
That's right. And I
comes out everywhere.
I accept.
That's what we do. That's what we do. But today I need one help. I need one help on this platform. See, anywhere in the world there is a problem, we stand. We are human rights. Federation of Human Rights. In India, at the minute, violation of human rights is happening big time. The farmers, suicides are happening. Risk, look at the risk, mother, look at the risk. My mother of humanity, I'm telling you something, we need to do it. Those people are having to forcefully come out in a protest with kids, with elders, and they're walking so close. Fear of pandemic going bad, lives are going to be taken away. There is nothing more important than life, nothing. I'm not against the government. I'm not saying I'm protesting against the government, but life is important. What is more important? What we celebrated today, life. A child came into being and we celebrated it. So how can we let go of those lives? We cannot. We cannot. Every life is important.
Every life is important. Those government do not understand the value of life. Because what is government? Some people who don't know what to do.
That's right.
But you know what? We are there for humanity. Every pain touches our heart. You know what? They are someone's family. If they are gone, someone's world is gone.
Yeah.
So that pain comes to us, and we're going to all stand together. We're going to all stand together. Mother, come on. My mother of humanity, I'm coming to you for help. You help me, mother. You help me. Whatever you got, give it to me. I take it back, and I take you back with me today. I'm not going empty-handed.
Yes. I receive that, and I stand ready for that challenge. Whatever it is that I need to do, please let me know. If it's within my power, it's done, it's yours, it's available. And I thank you so very much for your powerful presence. And I thank you for your message, because it's definitely necessary for all the world. But I come to you and I come with you to be that force of support. And whatever it is that I'm able to do, please. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Satnam. Okay, so we're going to go to the next person. Thank you. Oh, wow, that was powerful. I'm going to lower the hand of Millicent. Millicent, unmute your phone, and please come to the screen. And I am going to allow you in to say your name, your NGO, and what is your country, and what is your plan for 2021? Please. Millicent?
Thank you
Yes.
very much. Can you hear me?
I can. There you are.
Greetings of peace to every one of us here present. My name is Millicent Murasakwa, and the founder and president of African Initiative for Children and Women Advancement, AFCOA, here in Nigeria. Now, AFCOA is focused on women empowerment as well as children education. We are the voice of the voiceless, right? And that's the reason why we have our slogan as lending hands to touch lives. Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. We also sensitize people, men and boys, women and girls, on gender-based violence and the need to end it as it's a crime to humanity. Just yesterday, we visited one community called Boko community in somewhere in the Federal Capital Territory in Nigeria here, where we have a sensitization and awareness campaign to people in that community. Guess what? The turnout was massive, and they were very, very happy to have us there in their presence. As of course, that was our own strategy of that's our own strategy to orange the world in the ongoing 16 days activism. Then our prospects for 2019. Like I said, the NGO we just kickstarted. Okay, and we're able to carry out this advocacy campaign in the year 2020. Now, looking forward, the prospects for 2021, we shall continue to reach out to people, most especially ones in the rural communities, and first to carry out advocacy on gender-based violence and the need to end it. And we are also in the process of partnering with government agencies here in Nigeria, as well as private individuals and friends. We tend to carry out outreach to schools and colleges to create awareness. This is a way of catching the younger generations young, to let them know what gender-based violence is all about and the need to speak out when there are any funny moves against them. The third thing we wish to achieve in 2021 is youth campaign, both physically and in the social media space, against rape, domestic violence, and the likes of all that has to do with gender-based violence. We also hope that in 2021, 70% of women and children will be empowered. That's our prospects for 2021, and we say at this point, thank you so much for the opportunity, and thanks for the nomination. I got my certificate already. It's so beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome so very much. I really appreciate you and all the work that you do. I can't say thank you enough. I will see you in class. in the next few days. So know that this will be an honor, and I definitely am going to mention it when we go through our next assignment. So yes, you're going to be welcomed again, and you're going to be mentioned again. So thank you again. All right, next is you're most welcome. Her Excellency Dr. Oni Love Bell Austin, excuse me. I'm going to lower her hand and then ask her to unmute her mic. And please make sure you are on the camera. Your camera is on.
Hi, and thank you so much, Dr. Amina. When I met you, I was like, we have the same spirit and love for Africa and our people, but I never expected for you to give me any type of nomination or award. I didn't even know my work was being recognized. I want to thank Ms. Viola Green, and I want to greet all the elders and nominees and winners. I want to give a special greeting to Mother Nabatya, who has been on here, and Minister Siobhan McKay, my sister friend. And I am with Mothers of the Nations. I'm the U.S. coordinator for that organization under Bishop Dr. Priscilla Otuya out of Lagos, Nigeria. We're in about 6 African countries, Jamaica, the UK, and now the United States. I'm also the faith-based coordinator for the Global African Business Association, a co-founder of Daughters for Justice, which is a group for women clergy in New York City to radically change policing, and a minister with Prophetic Whirlwind Ministries, which focuses the heavy deal on uncovering Africa's role in the scriptures and giving support and making connections between African, American, Afro-Latino, African, Caribbean folks and Jews in Africa. And so I am just humbled as a younger person to be nominated. I have such a heart for what is happening in Plateau State, Nigeria. So I just want to honor the woman who won in my category, because that is an issue that is very much a concern for me. And so if the sister who won for Creative Nonviolence is on, please put your email in the chat, because I know many who are African-American Messianic Hebrews who want to help Plateau State. And I would love to incorporate that into the work that we are doing. It is so important for us to encourage ourselves during these times, but also to honor the women, the elders who have been doing this for so long. And I just appreciated the Lifetime Achievement Awards. And I think it's really up to us to co-create with the Most High God the justice that we want to see for our people. I don't believe, I'm a minister, but I don't believe in prayer alone. I believe in faith plus works. And I believe that everything we do, we have to do with a love for our people. So I just appreciate, and I'm humbled being on. If you want to connect with me, I'll put my information in the chat. My website is propheticwhirlwind.com and GABAnetwork.com, but I'll put that in the chat. I don't want to be too long, but thank you to all my friends and family. And thank you, Dr. Amina, for just all you do. And thank you to FIGHR. Yes. And I want to honor Leo. Oh, okay, I like that. I just want to honor her because the issue in Plateau State is extremely precious to me and my faith community in America. And I've been thinking, what can I do more than just share on social media and pray? And so if you want to know what we're going to be doing in the future, I'm going to say right now, working with the winner in the Creative Nonviolence category on the very serious issue in Plateau State. So all glory to Yahuwah, and thank you to everyone. And I honor the mothers on here.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Your Excellency. I really, really appreciate it. I am going to be with you since you're right here in New York with me. I'm going to actually ask that you help us to mentor, because I have some fellows here in the United States, here in New York, that would love to get their hands dirty, and they would love to be able to create this. Yeah. So I'm going to add some fellows to the list. You and I can meet up. You know, we're down the street from each other. So you and I can meet up. And what I'd like to do is be able to give you the names, and then you begin to delegate the work, because they're very, very interested, especially after SARS. A couple of them had family members that was involved in SARS, and they really want to get dirty. So they're ready and they're hungry, and I just want to just turn them over to you. Dr. Asma'u Benzies Leo is going to lead the charge in Nigeria, but I'm going to put it in faithful hands in your hands here in the United States. So thank you so very much for that. Okay, next is Michelle Macias. She is from, now if Michelle, if you want to, please come on your camera. And then what I'll do is I'll ask that if you want to say it in English first and then Spanish for a Spanish speaking audience that's going to hear this. If you want to translate, that's fine. Being at the UN, you know, you have to offer that option. But if you want to just do it in English, that's fine too. But please come on, tell us your name, where you're from, your organization, and what are your plans for 2021, please?
Hello, everyone. It's such an honor to be here. My name is Michelle Macias, as Dr. Amina was pointing out, and I am from Mexico. So yes, I'm gonna translate my part in Spanish whenever I'm done. So sorry for if I take a little bit more time. I am so humble and honored to be here. It's such, I didn't expect it at all. And being in this platform with so many people that are doing the change in the world, it's amazing. It makes me feel that I am not alone doing all this work charge, and it's a community that makes you feel supported. And as everyone was talking, I wanted to cry so many times out of emotion because it's so deep, the work that we are doing, and we are making it happen. So I am proud of all of us here. A shout out to everyone here and applause, and we're making it. I work with ending gender-based violence mostly. I represent an organization that's called Man Up Campaign, and we do a lot of programs that explore youth empowerment and their journey through their talents and gender, and challenging them, their challenge in their communities. Really working with the SDG that's most difficult to work with in their community, and pointing out what's the social mantra in their community, what's really going on, and defy it and fight it and create a peaceful community where we are. We have been opening so many chapters recently. We have one in Mexico and Pakistan and Afghanistan. And it's lovely how can we put every community together in a platform and get so many input and navigate through the journey together. I'm also working with Goodwill Global Ambassadors. I represent Mexico in the Goodwill Global Ambassadors, and I do a lot of humanitarian work, and that's like my personal assignment. So I get to work with so many amazing people in global cases, from refugees to domestic violence cases that are pretty intense. And I didn't think that I had it in me, like to do whatever it takes, but thanks to Dr. Amina Ali, she empowered me so much that I was a fan already, in a way that she was a fan of Queen Mother, definitely. And when I got the chance to get involved with this, finding someone that believes in you so much makes you believe in yourself and create something that you weren't expecting. So thank you so much for that. And what else? Oh, the plans for 2021, before I forget. I am endorsing the ILO Convention 190 to end violence in the world of work and harassment. And I am pushing it for ratification in my country and in different countries around the world. So there's that, we're pushing it. We're working from the private sector level, NGO level, each level in society to press our state from individual and personal level to international level and get the ratification and localize the law so we can end violence in the world of work. I'm also, I created and co-founded Peace International Political Party to have another option that's human rights-based party and that can have that human approach in positive peace creation in every country. So I'm gonna need everyone's help here in the further future to spread the word, get positive peace and restorative justice at the core level in every country. I also worked and collaborate in the development of SDG 18. That's the next SDG coming, to really fight in ending homelessness. That's one of the things that I really work for, and well, just to get everyone what everyone needs, our basic rights and access to equal opportunities. That's what gets me up every day in bed. And I think I'm ready to translate in Spanish. Sorry again if I take a little bit.
Can you just translate what you're doing for 2020, not the whole piece, just what?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Bueno, hola a todos en español. Mi nombre es Michelle Macías, soy la embajadora global de la buena voluntad de México. Y una de las cosas en las que estoy trabajando para este 2021 es para empujar a que se ratifique la convención ILO, bueno, de la Organización Internacional del Trabajo 190, que es para terminar con todas las formas de violencia en el mundo del trabajo. Y estoy empujando para que México lo ratifique como Estado y que otras naciones lo empiecen a ratificar y a bajar como leyes locales y terminar con la violencia en el mundo del trabajo. También colaboré en la creación del SDG número 18, que es para crear una vida en conjunto en este planeta, pero en lo que yo me dediqué en la colaboración fue para terminar con la experiencia de falta de hogar en todos sus sentidos, en el acercamiento más holístico posible del bienestar humano. Y también trabajo como embajadora humanitaria, entonces me dedico a la labor humanitaria y trabajo con muchos casos directamente que se vienen en 2021 igual desde refugiados a violencia doméstica. Y pues finalmente quería compartir que estoy fundando un partido político internacional por la paz que básicamente se dedica a traer todos los estándares internacionales de derechos humanos y de paz positiva y justicia restaurativa a lo que es un partido político y llevarlo a que sea transnacional y que pueda representar a cada país en los máximos valores del ser humano. Entonces, también pido apoyo para poder esparcir esta otra opción que hay en la política y de crear un mejor mundo, que es lo que todos queremos aquí. Gracias. Thank you. Oh, I think you're muted.
Gracias, mi amor. Okay, that concludes Michelle Macias. Thank you so very much. Thank you again for all the work that you do. Thank you again for what you do for women here in the United States, as well as those in Mexico, and all the work that you do around the world. Bless you. God bless you. All right, next on my list, I have Emmanuel Narinda. And I want him, if you can you come to the camera? And then I'm going to ask that you unmute yourself. And I need you to give me your name, the NGO, if you don't have an NGO, what you're working on, and the country that you're working from. And then we're going to go to, after that, to Kudzai, and then Marie Bangora. So if you could, Emmanuel.
Hello, everyone. I'm here.
Hey, there he is. Okay.
It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm really humbled. I'm so humbled to be present and also just be part and parcel of this great event. Yeah. Thank you so much. First of all, I've received the nomination certificate. It's great. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Amina. You've been my great inspiration, actually. You always be. Yeah. So I'm Emmanuel Nyirenda from Zambia, gender-based violence instructor and climate change advocate. So of late, I've been working on, running on constitutions, because for you to get on the ground, like to get more support and stuff, it's better to get a constitution. So I've been running personally as a resource before the society, getting inspiration, much of it from Dr. Amina, the way she started FIGHR and stuff like that, yes. So it's really been a challenging journey because I've been a telecoms technician of late and a rigger. So I had to move off for the love and passion I have for humanity. So looking at, I'm here today because of mom, I'm here today because of the woman pride. So I looked into the situation where we are having a lot of gender-based violence cases. And I was like, this is it, because I am a live speaker. I do writing also. So I felt this is what is been sleeping in me. I need to wake this up because I feel the drive, I feel the energy to stand up for the women and for the girl child. I can write and I speak for them. So I gave in myself as a resource for life. And I just stood up to say, wherever the wind takes me, and I'll get there. and I'll be that mantle of success, that woman who was drowning to failure and death or sorrow. Yeah, you know, and that girl child out there. So I've been working on the blog pages of it while running on the constitution for the organization. So the major organization is addressing climate change action and humanity. So I have a major branch of it, which is liberty, justice, and peace over humanity. This is where I have gender-based violence programs. So recently, just this 25th of November, oh, my sister here, this is my other sister. she as well super happy to join, and so I just launched a campaign for ending gender-based violence in Zambia through awareness and education. So this is gonna be a big project. I just launched it this 25th of November. Yes, so it's gonna be going through the 5 avenues of gender-based violence, where we learn of youth service, community service, international service, and we get on, So I'm getting to use these tools, you know. So I'm starting with a community service 2020. So I'm getting on the ground. I've already started visiting schools. So I'm getting on the ground, meeting schools, because this is the only way we can deter this. We can deter and bring it down to zero. You know, for us to raise a generation that is built in gender equality, a generation which is reduced inequality. We have to start with these guys who are rising right now. So it's also going for the community, going for the villages. It's a big thing. It's a very big project. So I really look forward to getting more support. That's why I've remained. I've remained here so that I can be able to connect with other dignitaries like Dr. Chika, yourself, Dr. Amina, my hero, my shiro. Yes, the other word with you at the end of the stuff. And also to meet with the rest like Cardi. I see Cardi there. I love Gambia. Yeah, I love that stuff. And everyone, Michelle and everyone, thank you so much. It's really been great. So this is what I'm working on. I'm also into climate change innovation. And I was glad to see, oh, there's an environmental program. I didn't know that. So that's good. I would love to contest and also to join in next year because I'm into climate change. I'm into the environment also. So thank you so much, Dr. Amina. You've been my hero. You've been great. I don't know. I don't have words for you, but thank you so much, Mom. You have made me to be someone who has seen and has woken up. You know, I was sleeping. I had this, but I was sleeping. So I'm going there. I'm getting up and I'm writing. I will be that mantle and I'll speak because there is no generation that would stand without a woman pride. There's nothing like that. So I'm going there for the girl child. I'm getting up and I'll fight. This is my sister and she's ready to join. Joining the battle. So yeah, so I'll be keeping up with the updates with my campaign that I just launched on 25th November. Yes, I'll be posting updates. I'll be sharing the link. I hope and pray that Dr. Amina, you keep sharing it with your connections so that at least I can get more support because I'm just starting from the ground. You know, I'm just alone and it's independent structure at the moment, but I'm with you. I know you are behind me. Thank you for everything, the documentation and everything. Yep. I really appreciate it. And this connection, such an event, I pray for more, please. It's already an award. It's a trophy. You all are my trophy. Thank you so much. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Well, thank you, sis. In the back. I thank you. I thank you so much. And
Dr. Amina?
Yes.
Emanuela, did I pronounce your name right?
Yes.
Yes, I know.
While you were giving your speech, I overheard you were talking about a campaign on gender equality.
Yes, please. Yeah.
And currently, my next target was once I was done launching the Fund a Child project, I was going to be working on creating a service whereby girls can have access to pads for free in every of their local store that they work that is located next to them. And I know we can really work together, knowing that that's your interest and that's my interest. We can really put together our effort and make sure that every local store in every community, every girl can go and get pads for free without them being charged. That's my next project that I'm thinking of working on. And I'm gonna write my email on the chat box. Please feel free to contact me and we'll communicate and discuss more about it. And I know we have Dr. Amina right next to us. All right, we're really good to go.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Yes, put your information in the chat box and continue that there.
Yeah.
Kudzai, if you can open up your camera and unmute yourself, you are next. Please give your name, give your organization. If you don't have a name per se, just tell us what you do and what country you're representing. And we are going to have you come up next. Unmute your mic, please. No? Okay, maybe he dropped. Okay, so we're gonna do Marie then. Marie, I see you there. Can you unmute your mic and come to the camera, please?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, there's Kudzai. Okay, there you go. Okay, Kudzai. Yes, please do give us your name, your organization, and of course, what country you're from, and what are you gonna be doing for 2021?
Oh la la. First of all, my name is Kudzai Leonard Chigova from Zimbabwe, but I'm currently based in Istanbul, Turkey. 2021 is a packed calendar for me. Oh, before I go that far, first of all, I would like to say congratulations to all those guys who have made it. Those I'm very grateful for Dr. Amina. You're such a source of inspiration to so many youth in Africa, particularly to myself. And the way we have known each other is through this humanitarian work. Actually, I would like to thank you 100 times for continuing to hold this light and fighting for the mankind. And may the Almighty bless you and bless the entire team at FIGHR, where I'm also a fellow, right? Then also for 2021, I view it as a more challenging year, or as a year of recovering, because 2020 was a minus year for me. You know, we started in January 2020, February, March, then there's nothing else. It's always COVID throughout. No business, no schooling whatsoever. But to me, this gap was also provide me an opportunity to learn and interact with different people from different countries, nationalities, different ethnic groups, and all those things. And mainly through my mentor, Dr. Amina, and the entire FIGHR leadership. I would like to say thank you for that. 2021 is a year for, what should I say? Is to recover what was lost in 2020. I'm actually working with the organizations, with some other or different organizations here in Istanbul, working with the refugees. You see, when you walk outside there, you meet so many people, particularly Syrian refugees. You see someone just staying and living in the streets. They don't have food, they don't have blankets. Like we're already approaching winter this side. Winter is already upon us. And we are busy with my friends whom I play soccer with. We donate some stuff, some food stuff, some blankets, a lot of things to them. So I'm planning with other guys, if it's possible, particularly with my organization, FIGHR, if we can harness more resources and channel towards these people, particularly the refugees from Syria. These people are in dire need of our help, honestly speaking, particularly the women. You see, most of them, they don't have like proper documents. So if any foreign country, you don't have that proper document, like you don't get like medication, you don't get education, you don't get a lot of benefits. You don't get them if you don't have those documents. So there's a lot of work that we are actually doing and that we are planning to do in the year 2020. So for me, 2020 is a pegged year for my own development as well as for the people who are around me. In particular case, I'm referring to these people in the streets. Yes, they need help. And I speak from my heart, they need help.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you
So,
are called to do it.
okay.
So thank you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Without wasting much of your time. Also, the women, like they live in refugee camps. So, in refugee camps, there is no medication unless the UN comes and chips in. And there's a lot of controversy, there's a lot of politics with the Turkish government as well as the UN link. There is a broken, like, kind of communication breakdown. So these refugees are left to fend for themselves. So there's a lot, particularly for the women and the young adults, like the girls, the sanitary pads and all those things. They just trying to. There's a lot of things need to be done there.
Yeah.
So
you have Emmanuel and Caddy helping you on that. They just said it 5 minutes ago. So you'll have help.
oh,
You
okay,
definitely have
okay.
the help on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2020 is actually it's a pegged year for me. Without wasting much of your time, I would like to say thank you, Dr. Amina, for providing this opportunity. I don't know who actually nominated me for these prizes. I don't know. I was being nominated. I was surprised to receive that nomination letter. You see, so I am surprised that people also they recognize my work.
In order for you to get
Also,
nominated, you had to have had at least 20 people nominate you.
oh my goodness.
All of it. So if you got nominated, you had at least 20 people that said, yes, I want him. 20 or more. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, may the Almighty bless those people.
And of course, we can't say who the names are, but it had to be at least 20 just to get the nomination. And then if it was over 50, then we narrowed it down to who were the winner. And then, of course, anybody over 50, then we saw how many was over 50 and the one that had the highest. And people won by like one vote. So we had like 50 and 51. So the one that had 51 is the one that voted. I mean, the one that won.
The very unfortunate part of it is my phone was stolen, so I'm using a smaller phone. So the smaller phone doesn't have enough memory, so I'm no longer visiting my LinkedIn page, So I know there's a lot of things that is going on there. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all so much for those people who nominated me as well. And I would like also to say, Dr. Amina, I would like to say thank the Almighty God for healing you and everything that is happening on you. Thank you so much. And may the Almighty continue to shower the blessings on you, and happy Christmas. And I wish you a prosperous 2021 as well. Goodbye. Until next time.
Thank you so much, because I really appreciate you, and I appreciate who you are in the humanitarian work that you do. And I'll see you in a few days for class. So yeah, see you. All right, Marie, come to your camera, please, and give us your name, where you're from, or what you're doing. And please, please, please let us know what it is that you are doing for 2021, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good evening all. I want to say congratulations to the winners of the 2020 award, Peace Award. I want to say congratulations to you all. Well, of course, I am Marie Bangura, and I am a Sierra Leonean. And of course, my organizations are the District Youth Council Chairperson for Western Area Rural. And I'm always proud to say I'm the only female. Of course, in Sierra Leone, we have about 16 districts. And out of those 16 districts, the 15 districts, all are men, and I'm the only female being a chairperson for youth. And also, I'm the founder and CEO for Gender and Youth Network. And I'm also the chairperson for Gloucester Leicester Organization for Rural Youth. I'm really honored and feel proud, first of all, and I want to say thank you, Dr. Amina Ali. You have been my source of inspiration, my mentor, my mother, you name it. I'm really admiring you, and I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. For 2020, of course, I am a proud volunteer. I always inspire people by telling them that since I started my activism. I've never get paid. All what I'm doing it voluntarily, and I'm also giving out my time and some of my resources that I'm earning. Of course, I'm a trained and qualified teacher. I've taught for more than 10 years and without being paid. Of course, now I'm no longer teaching. I'm concentrating now on my activism and advocacy work. And so come 2021, I would like to, of course, set up, first of all, a school club to speak or continue to raise voice on gender-based violence among peoples. And so I want to set up a school clubs that I will call the Gender and Youth Network School Clubs, wherein we'll be sensitizing and raising voice, educating these people, both male and female, and then also raising voice against FGM. Of course, I'm also proud to say though I'm an African and also from a community or village setting, but I want to thank God and thank also my mother for not letting me in, be part of the FGM. And so I want to also educate my younger ones to raise a voice against FGM. And also I've been pushing some of my colleagues, young people that have been dropped out of school, for them to be learning skills training. And so come 2021, we'll continue doing that. And also my vision is I want to see God being my helper, and also if I have support, because I have the land already, I want to start up a vocational training center for women that have been marginalized in terms of domestic violence, because I'm also one victim. I'm a victim of domestic violence. And so I want to see how best I can incorporate and work with my colleagues that have been affected through that. And also I want to start up an orphanage, because in my community here, a lot of children are going astray. And so if I have the support, come 2021, these are my plan that I want to do. And also I want to continue my advocacy work in ensuring that youth, we own community ownership. It's not all about letting the government to give you opportunity, but all you seek to use, find opportunity for yourself, find something to do, and then at the end of the day, the community or the district or the country will be a better place. And so I want to continue in changing the narratives of my colleagues, young people, and letting them to have the culture or the passion of volunteerism. Because again, in my community here in Sierra Leone, some of the youth don't have that culture of volunteerism. And so I want to see how best I can motivate them, telling them my own story, telling them that I'm a proud volunteer, and how best we can come together to make our community, our district, and the country as a whole a better place. So far for me, for 2021, these are my plans, and I'm hoping and praying that I will have support in order for me, because I really want to help my colleagues that are being marginalized or that have gone through domestic and sexual gender-based violence. Like I said just now, I'm a victim, and I'm still coping, because it's not really easy. Whenever I think back, it makes me feel bad for the rest of the day. And so I want to see how best I can overcome those challenges and those trauma. Of course, there are times I'm a little bit stressed up because of what I went through anytime I have a thought of it. So, and whenever I'm looking at my children, because I'm a single parent now of 2 sons, and whenever I'm looking at them, and then, I feel somehow stressed up and traumatized. But I know I'm strong, and with my colleagues that are supporting me, my mentors, and especially for you, Dr. Amina Ali, whenever there are times I just take my phone and then take a look at your pictures, and then I became motivated. I said, no, I'm a strong woman and I can do it. And so I want to stand tall. I want to be that role model. I want to be an example of my colleague women, telling them that all is not lost, though obstacles or who've gone through these challenges, but let's just keep up the faith, and I believe by me standing up, others women will see me as a role model, and they too will stand tall to say no to domestic and gender-based violence. So that's a little bit of what I will be doing, and then a little bit of my experience or story. And yeah, so I want to say again, thank you very much, of course, to God Almighty. It has not been easy, but with passion and determination, it has been seeing me through, and I want to say thanks and praise to God Almighty. And also a special thanks to you, Dr. Amina Ali. I really, really appreciate and I love you so, 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 so much. God bless you, ma'am.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, now, Dr. Adama has put her name, before you get off the phone, please connect with Dr. Adama. She has already put her information in the chat box, and she's welcomed you. And I really want you two to get together, because although you are there on the ground, she's coming in December, and I want you to, I need a picture of you two together. But she already has an orphanage with the kids there in Sierra Leone. And I really want you two to get together and work this out, to be able to service a little bit more, even if it means joining forces in what you each are doing to better the program, or at least just bringing those that are in need of the services back together. So I thank you so very much for that. And I pray that Dr. Adama gets in touch with you, and I pray that you guys are able to get this together. Okay. Next one, I think, is the last one, and I'm not even sure if, oh, she's not even here. Okay, well, I know Stella wanted to come in and say something. So Stella, if you want to come in really, really quick, and then we're going to get off so I can get this video out. I got to put it on YouTube, and I have no idea how to do that, so I got to learn that and then be able to send it to everyone. So Millicent, excuse me, not Millicent, sorry, Stella, if you wanted to say something, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, and then we're going to end this video. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mom. It's been awesome. I lack the right words to express how I feel right now. Like everybody rightly knows, my name is Stella Nathaniel, and what I've been doing in 2020 after my meeting with Dr. Amina Ali has been reorienting women on the dangers of silence in the fight against gender-based violence, and helping victims of GBV and child abuse get justice and heal enough to become role models. Yes, in Nigeria here, it's customary for the women to just shut their mouth and keep quiet. Even when you're sitting on top of fire, you're expected to endure that fire and put up a big smile. And that has been a driving force for gender-based violence. So changing that orientation has been my target for 2020. And it's so exciting to know that I've been able to light up the road for some women and some children. They've been able to get justice. Even though my organization is just new, I'm only registered with the states. I have the states present. I'm looking forward to getting the CAC registration by 2021. And I'm also going to step up my games in the area of gender-based violence. I'd love to be able to get my organization registered with CAC, like I mentioned. And I would like to get a place that can serve as a shelter for victims of GBV and child abuse. That has been a challenge. The only shelters we have here are government-owned, and there are lots of bottlenecks and bureaucracies. And find out that the victims of this violence need a safe place and a safe space. This can be possible if we just close our eyes to what the government can do. So that is one of my high points for 2021. And most importantly, I would love to be able to raise some funds to get little Esther, I mentioned her story the other time, back to school. Herself and her sister are out of school because what happened to her right in her school. Yes. Her head teacher's husband, like I said. So it's killing for me to know that those little girls who, out of they are not the reason why what happened to them is happening to them, but they are being deprived of their education. They are so scared. They don't trust anyone apart from their parents. So I would want to be able to achieve that come first quarter of 2020, get them back to school and let them know that they can also feed back into the society and reach out to whatever goal they've mapped out for themselves. So that's in a nutshell.
Thank you, Stella. I thank you so very much for that. And I thank you so much for all the work that you do. This is going to be monumental. And please don't ever say that you're young in this. And I say that because there's no such thing as a starting point. There's always just a beginning. And once you begin, that is where you begin. So that's where your legacy, your history. Now, they always say, well, I started in 2010. No, you began when you said in your mind, this is what you're going to do. That could have been 20 years ago. The day that your business started may have been last year, but you've been doing this for years. It's just a matter of you now structuring it so that the world can get a piece of you. So I want to thank you for doing this. And I definitely want to thank you for what it is that you give the world. And I can't help but say, please stay by my side because I need all the help I can get. I will stay with you. I will hold your hand. I will be for you, with you, and beside you throughout this. If you need help for Esther, please go into the inbox, send me what it is you have. And I'm pretty sure we have somebody, especially this is the Christmas season. So there's so many people that are giving and wanting to give. And they want to give to NGOs, corporation. That Giving Tuesday was a corporation thing, but they really want to give to NGOs. So please put it in there. I'm pretty sure that there's somebody that's going to want to give an open hand. So please do that for me. And we're going to get all the Esthers in the world relief, because this is where we're going to we're going to open ourselves up to be the example and the relief that these kids need. So thank you so very much. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to make sure that whatever it is that we have, we're going to encapsulate it into this time, and we're going to make a great effort to making sure that this is for us, by us, with us, and making sure that our time together is used fruitfully. So if you will, I'm going to give you like one more second to put any information in the chat box that you want to. Please make sure that if you do that, you send it to the person you want, or just put it in there generally. Make sure it's your name, your address, your email address, and your phone number if you want to, or website so people can get in touch with you. I am going to send this over to the tech people so that they can put this on YouTube and be able to send this all to you. And I thank you again for this time with you. I thank you again for this opportunity, and God bless you all for all the work that you do. And we'll talk soon, God willing. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.